Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've got a few pre-show notes for you. First, a reminder. All of the content we produce is available on our website at finalshowfilms.com, as well as youtube.com/Senstaku, senstaku.podbean.com, twitch.tv/Senstaku, and on iTunes. We are only able to do the things we do thanks to the kind support of our Patreon donors. We give a special shout out to our $25 tier supporters, Antitonic and Waterflame. If you'd like to support us that way, be sure to check it out. Secondly, a thank you to the folks over at 411mania.com. They produce articles and content related to wrestling, MMA, movies, music, and gaming. Go check them out. We appreciate their support as well. And lastly, be sure to subscribe, comment, and rate, if possible, wherever you listen to or watch our content. It helps us know what you like, what you don't like, and helps us make more content. Feedback is always appreciated. With all that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hello, everyone!
Hello.
And welcome. There we go. Yep. Hello, everyone!
It's okay, everyone does that.
And welcome to Blood in the Water, our Warcraft RPG one-shot, which is for my brother John's birthday. We are doing a Murloc one-shot. So, in each of these corners, we have John, Holly, and Austin, and I almost called you Dan. Stunkin. Stunkin. I'm trying to call you Stan.
That's worse than Dan.
I'm trying to call you Stan and Duncan at the same time. Stan, Zachary, and Rudy, who is joining us.
I'm going to call you Stunkin from now on. I think that's just a better name, quite frankly.
This is German.
Hello, my name is Stunkin.
Frumpkin. We have Stan, Zachary, and Rudy, who is joining us for the first time in the Sunday games. And I will go ahead and we'll introduce our characters as they appear, as we go ahead and take our places in the world of Azeroth, as I set my Murloc properly upon mine head.
Murloc.
He's mine right now.
My Murloc.
He's the DM. He has to transfer his thoughts into William's head.
Yes.
Because he, like my character, only speaks Nurglish.
Yeah. So I have to translate.
What?
So, upon the world of Azeroth, a world that has known many wars throughout many years.
One might call it a world of war.
Craft. There are many places that the species of the land do not tread. And there are many places beneath the depths of the ocean that have not seen light for many years. But we take our adventure to the lands of Vajir, off the coast of Azeroth's eastern kingdom, where in just the area where the light just begins to have trouble reaching, there is a coral shelf where in the brilliant colors of blues and purples and pinks of the underwater life, there exists the Bloodscale tribe of Murlocs, which have been for centuries under the thrall of the local Naga Empire, where the Murlocs exist in slavery, serving their masters, mining the coral reefs for precious metals and pearls and other precious materials to be found within the coral reef. But not the group of you. Your powers and prowess make you useful to the Naga, so you live a relatively comfortable life under the priestess Sasiri, who watches over you and gives you your tasks. She leads with a firm hand, and in the presence of other Naga might seem to be cruel, but you know that she has a soft spot for each of you. As you serve in the Murloc Reconnaissance and General Legion.
Worth asking, does anybody here other than me speak the Naga language? Alright, just the two of us.
Alright.
De facto leaders, alright.
What are your charismas again?
6.
I have more than that by 2.
But deep within the Bloodscale tribe's home, where many Murlocs currently toil, mining from the earth, as the camera pans by this Murloc chain gang that's just slowly swinging a pickaxe, just...
It is underwater, so like the pickaxe is like swinging in slow motion. It's not really doing much.
Yeah.
They're not swinging in slow motion, it's just water drag.
But deep within this compound, there is a small cave, a very cozy place for the underwater dwelling Murlocs, where there is a small amount of bustle happening as a number of Murlocs are sleeping in the beginning of the morning. But one is currently a bit industrious, working at a workbench using a combination of coral and chemicals that creates almost sort of an underwater plasma torch as he welds his latest invention together. Our Flintlock works studiously on his most recent invention. Go ahead and describe yourself, Austin.
Lock. Flintlock is a impeccably well-dressed Murloc. Never goes anywhere unless he's wearing a full black suit, which is the height of style they've been told on land. He has a pair of guns concealed in his suit jacket and a variety of tinker tools that he claims he knows how to use flawlessly. His newest invention works flawlessly. It does exactly what it was supposed to do. What that is, no one knows, but it does it perfectly.
And as he places his newest invention among his many weapons, his many pistols, which to the outside eye appear to be sort of a small brass tube that is very enclosed with with some of the local coral pressed onto the back, which constantly feeds oxygen into the chamber to allow the combustion reaction of a traditional firearm underwater.
It's actually highly complicated to make waterproof pistols, okay?
And as he pieces together his most recent invention, the noise of the plasma torch finally shutting down slowly stirs to wakefulness another one of our Murlocs, the very imposing and demonically charged Warlock, who slowly stirs to wakefulness. Describe yourself, John.
Ashmole Felfin stands almost 7 feet tall to be large.
Yeah, because you're large.
Stands as a 7-foot-tall Murloc, with blackened skin lined with fell energies, and 2 large ratty wings that protrude from the back of his scabrous hide. And also a great sword that's off to one side, glowing with fell energy.
Actually, a large usually is like 8 to 9 feet tall.
I'm a 10-foot-tall Murloc.
The numbers keep
changing.
I'm a 10-foot-tall Murloc.
You can't tell underwater.
It's the water, the diffraction of the light. It makes everything
By
hard
the
to
end, it's
tell.
going to be like 50 feet.
The 15-foot-tall Murloc.
I think at this point you're more of a Loch Ness monster.
I am, yes.
No, I have that.
And as
I'm a Murloc with a pituitary gland disorder, okay?
so you Ashmole, are awoken by Flint's by the noise of Flint's tools finally shutting off as you find yourself stirred early from your rest.
What was that you make, Flint? Ah, yes, I see. Is it going to work this time? That's what you said last time.
Yes. As it turns out, the Flintlock only speaks Nurglish, the language of Murlocs.
And to clarify, he doesn't speak it well either.
What's your intelligence? About 6?
My intelligence is 10,
Okay.
but
I'm literally twice as smart as he is. And also 3 times the size.
But at this point, the 2 of you are joined by 2 more of your companions.
Oh no.
Entering the room, we have the party's necromancer, who is perhaps the most outlandish of the Murlocs, which says something when you have a 10-foot-tall demon Murloc. Go ahead and describe yourself, Zachary.
Stepping into the ring. No one knows his real name. He goes only as Headlock.
Dun, 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 dun.
He also narrates every entrance. It's kind of annoying.
No, but seriously, I have ghost sound, and I will be playing my theme song as often as needed.
I like the idea that you narrate every. Like Headlock narrates every entrance.
There's actually a spell that plays your theme song.
Yeah. I forget what it was called, but
I forgot.
What was it called again?
Sapphire had it. It's a first level spell.
yeah,
We'll
it's
just assume you have it on.
This is a sweet.
It's enchanted into the clothes.
yeah.
And speaking of, there isn't much particularly outstanding about what he's wearing, other than, of course, the massive gleaming wrestling belt. One from a tournament that nobody can really verify the validity of, and a incredibly well-carved and fancy skull-shaped mask that hides his true identity.
Which is a Murloc.
Which is Headlock.
I mean, I don't think he's quite gathered that the slouch kind of gives away what he is, but we'll just
Or
leave
the
it
fact that he's literally only wearing a belt and a mask.
And it's not a mask. It's a skull.
It's a skull mask.
It's a yes.
And with him comes our Matlock, who... Go ahead and describe yourself, Stan.
Yes, Mac is a very simple Murloc. He's a subversive, so he would be a submersive. Subversive.
Yes.
Yes.
If you haven't gotten it yet, this is the pun game.
It's John's birthday. I don't know what we expected.
He's carrying a trident in one hand. He's got a parrying dagger and a set of bracers and some rings and things. But
He's all
not
blinged
really,
out.
He's not really He's not really well dressed.
Is he wearing a black trench coat and a fedora?
No, not this time.
Not today.
Not currently.
He tried that look, it didn't work for him.
It flows underwater.
So
Yeah.
the two of you emerge from your morning constitutional, shall we say, as you return into the cave that you call your dwelling, and you see that Flintlock has just finished working on his most recent creation, and it looks like Ashmal, is slowly stirring to consciousness as well.
He says it works this time.
Yeah, that'll be the day.
That's what I said.
And as you have this brief moment of conversation, the air is rent by the echoing scream of a massive undead beast as it swirls into the cave. This long skeletal corpse of what looks like it was once an undead dinosaur, just as it slithers into the cave that you call home, bearing on its back our final two members of the party and your master. One of these is a Murloc dressed in perhaps waterlogged but priestly robes. Go ahead and describe yourself, Rudy.
Perhaps waterlogged. We cast Stay Dry.
Catch him. Dry.
Yes, he is wearing some priestly robes. Obviously, they don't quite fit him as they should, so the front end is kind of all torn up from because of the hunch. It's all torn up from the front, and in the back it doesn't go all the way down.
It's just like it's like halfway draped to the floor, but not quite.
Yeah.
Like Ebenezer Scrooge had a bad day.
His scales are all different shades of blue, and the name?
Yes, what is your name?
Bubble.
Bubble.
What is it?
Bubble.
Bubba?
Bubble.
Like bubbles.
Oh, okay.
Bubble.
Okay, I gotcha.
It's not so much a word as it is a sound.
Yeah, it's the sound of bubbles.
And then Commanding this massive undead Threshodon is the heavily armored metal Murloc master. That is our Death Knight. Please describe yourself, Holly.
Her name is Murlocs, and she is the perfect combination of terrifying and adorable. And she is like very pale blue, almost white skin. She's not quite undead, but she almost appears undead, and she is
Looks like this. She's playing herself.
little paler, and she is in head to toe silver armor with skulls all over it, with a giant vampiric greatsword at her side, and as she rides her skeletal beast, she holds it over her head with her mighty war cry.
And riding atop this undead Threshodon with the two of you is Priestess Cesari, who, as the group rides into the cave, calls out, "My Murlocs, to me, I have a task for you."
In what language?
In Nurglish,
Okay.
so that all of you understand. Yes.
You're a Murloc or a turkey?
He's a Turlock. Yeah, Turlock.
Flintlock will swim in a very dignified manner up to the Murloc.
Grab the great sword and just like
I approach dramatically.
duck
And to
down.
clarify, he speaks Murloc with a British accent.
I feel like I have to like crawl through the hovel to get anywhere.
I mean, the Threshodon fits in, so you do
Oh
too.
yeah, no. I'm the size of the pressure dome.
Not quite, but you take up around the same space.
Yeah.
But as you all gather round, your Naga mistress sets herself calmly onto the ground before you and attends to each of you. Now, the oracles have warned us that calamity is coming. We have been warned of a new force coming to our lands that must be scouted and potentially dealt with. Land dwellers come to our realms. Ships from the battling alliance and horde from the lands above will soon find themselves reefed on our coral. I would like you, the Murloc Reconnaissance and General Legion, to deal with them the best you can. Find their positions and learn of their intentions. If they are a threat, deal with them how you can, and report back to me, and I will have your food ready for the evening. Yes, lethal force is authorized.
Pulls out the guns, spins them around his fingers, which is of course in slow motion because of water drag. And he's moving his hands in slow motion accordingly, despite that he doesn't need to.
Now go, my pets, and bring glory to your masters and your tribe. You are given your orders to scout.
Flexing, followed by a dramatic turn.
I blow her a kiss and head off.
She gives you the faintest of smiles.
Swim out.
All right. So you were given your orders that soon the land dwellers would end up reefing on the corals, which you know is on the outskirts of Vajir, near the handful of islands that do break the surface.
I just put mission fuck shit up.
I mean, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
But you don't know you are the Murloc Reconnaissance and General Legion.
If we kill everybody, we just report back, no problem.
Yeah. Everybody died.
Don't
I
worry.
mean, hey, I'm great at reconnaissance. You can't see me, so.
Well, shall we set off and see what has beached itself upon our coral reef? Sounds good. All right.
That sounds official to me.
All right, so
Let's head out that direction.
you begin to make your way towards the coral reef that marks the outside of your territory. And as you go, the land that you live in is just at the edge of where the light begins to have trouble piercing the water. So you down here, it's a beautiful landscape of dark blues broken by purples and pinks and reds and oranges of the various sea life that lives beneath. You make your way through the water, straight past the rest of the Murlocs of your tribe who sit toiling in chains as you, the privileged elite of your tribe, are given your own tasks that does not involve this toil, as you are valuable to the Naga who rule you.
Hey, I'm a generous man. I pose for all of them.
I am going to flirt with every single lady.
I'm just gonna grab one of the random male ones and just slam his head into the wall as I go by.
There's various Nurglish mutterings.
That's a 27. That is a 27 on a roll for Perform Pro Wrestling.
You stand on top of the Threshodon and you do the Randy Orton, just the hands held high.
That's a natural 20 to smash some poor fucker's face in the wall.
Yeah, and you hold your hands in the air, and it's just faintly undercut by as a Murloc's head is slammed into a stone wall as the Threshodon pulls past. Yeah, you are not well liked among the rest of the tribe.
Yes, but I make sure that it's fear too.
You're not well liked, but they're too afraid of you to do anything about it.
Exactly.
Also, none of them are anywhere near your level, which is why the rest of them are slaves and you are the task force. But you journey for 15-20 minutes. You don't quite make it a mile out of your lands. You are still within roughly a mile of your home. And as you begin to reach the coral reef, you find that as you are journeying, you find a shadow cast upon the water, and as you look, you see that this isn't just one ship. This is a fleet. You count at least a dozen ships that have crashed amidst this coral reef, of many different types. You see the traditional, well-built dark browns and silver metal trim of alliance of human vessels that are crashed amidst some of the pink and purple coral reefs to the east, and the darker black woods with the more garish, like the angry metals of the horde ships, and even the almost rotten greenish brown wood and the bone metal trimming of the undead ships that are reefed to the west. And each of these ships seems to have run afoul of the defensive reef that exists around your terrain, which is as intended, because the Murloc and the Naga use their magics to hide the reef from the water so that any impending land dwellers might be trapped by it. But it seems there are enough ships and with large enough mass that they haven't merely been torn apart, they've actually been stuck to the reefs.
Mayhaps. Flint! Can you sink a ship?
What does that mean?
What do you think it means?
I think it means yes!
Does it mean yes?
Alright, I've got some aquatic C4 and I'm ready to blow stuff up.
C4 charges. Got it.
Yes.
So, we go to the beached ships. Flint places surprises on the hull. And then when they crack open and all the land dwellers fall into the water, they are in perfect position for you to eat their souls, me to eat their flesh, and you to rip their heads off.
There's a plan.
All right. So do you intend to get closer to further observe these ships?
I will stealth up.
Which of the ships do you intend to approach? Those on the east or those on the west first?
Which ones were the not undead?
The east is the Alliance, which is mostly humanoid ships and some elven ships. The west seems to be a mostly horde contingent, which is orcs and some undead ships.
East first, because the undead can breathe underwater. And by breathe underwater, I mean they don't breathe.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't swim any better, though.
Yeah, but, you know.
All right. So those of you who intend to get a better look at the ships to the east, go ahead and roll me stealth checks.
I can stealth.
I'm gonna, yeah,
I
I'm
can
gonna
stealth like a
over.
beast. I can also roll a 3
How
on
long
the
does
dice.
the ability spell last again?
1 minute per level.
1 minute per level. How long is this going to take? I'm considering just casting invisibility on myself just to not have to worry about stealth.
I mean, you still have to worry about it.
Not as much because you don't make nearly as much sound underwater.
No, it's true. What's 19 plus 22?
Because my stealth is actually really poor, so...
34?
14 plus 2.
No.
Or 31?
31, yes.
31
No, 41.
No, 19 plus 22
is 41.
is 41. Yes. Yeah, 41.
So,
I got
yeah.
34.
34.
I'll cast invisibility.
I
All
only
right.
got 32.
And
So the
my
head,
stealth is 16 if it matters, but I'm invisible too.
yeah, the headlock disappears.
See, I'm the same color as the ocean for the most part. Like when you get to the dark depths, so it's just like, what is that bit of darkness coming closer?
I mean, I wear a lot of black.
Yeah.
And my fins are gelled back.
I
I tried to gel back my hair, but then I realized I didn't have any.
mean, you have like dorsal spines.
Yeah, those don't gel back.
They don't gel back at all.
You have you have the little like lamprey eel like thing. You just gel that
Yes.
back.
So you all begin to swim closer. Some of you noisier than others, but also invisible. Rudy, are you approaching as well?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll stealth.
Mm.
What would that be?
That was
Good start.
What is that?
I'm going to break away from him.
Was that a natural one? What's your stealth bonus?
5.
5, so 6.
Nessie gets a plus 12 for her
Oh,
stealth.
just
Oh yes, also
Nessie
roll
got
stealth for your
It's
freshen.
it's the robes. That's the problem.
Do I
Like,
roll stealth for me?
Both of
or
you.
Okay.
Both of you.
That's the
That's
problem.
leaning.
The problem is the big white robes they drag and they flap,
And they're white.
and they're white. Could I
Yeah, 9.
9 for you.
out of curiosity, could I cover the priest? Like,
You
could
get
I,
-6 because
could
of
I
the
just
full
like
plate on.
swim up behind him and just grab and use my bulk to block him from sight?
Hold on.
Not quite.
You're not stealthing if you're in the open.
Yeah.
What does
Oh, well.
Nessie get?
Plus 12.
Oh, 24 for
20,
Nessie.
24 for Nessie and
But I
3
get
for you.
3, yes.
Yeah, because you're full plate.
Yeah.
Wow.
They can't see the mount. They can see you though.
So as
Should have let Flint go by himself.
as the group of you begin to make your way closer, as your skeletal mount almost disappears amidst the seaweed, almost it's like the bones almost seeming to blend in with the coral, but you and your plate mail shining like a beacon. And the white
having the great sword out and screaming the war cry also doesn't help.
and the priest similarly having trouble because the ropes keep getting snagged on the coral, and so you keep having to just rip, like tear it off the coral.
Tear it even more.
Yeah, and it gets even more messed up as you try and make your way through the reef.
that's how all the ripping happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would like everyone to make me a perception check.
Spot or listen.
Either or.
One's better than the others.
Oh, I'm not.
30, listen.
All right.
17.
Hey, I doubled my last roll. I rolled a 6 on the dice.
25.
15.
All right.
12.
32.
I am a great black shark. Unfortunately, I can't hear shit.
Alright, so I had 15, 12, 32, 17. You had
15.
15,
30.
30, and you had
25.
25.
You
So
have slightly better listen than I do.
those of you who made above a 13, 14 actually, but yeah. You begin to hear noises. They're a little distorted through the water because it's someone speaking who appears to be on the deck of one of the ships. But you hear the sound of what appears to be a human speaking and the higher-pitched frequencies of a smaller creature responding. You're not too familiar with the land races, so you can't really tell what's the... And I don't know if any of you speak Common.
I do. Common.
You speak Common? You can
I speak Common, Zendali, Dwarven, and Eredun.
you make out just a handful of words being mentioned about something being made ready and made for the water, and you recognize the water one because that's the one you're most familiar with. And a higher pitched response that is something along the lines of, "It's I'm trying, I'm working on it. I'm an engineer, not an aqua mechanic." And the sound of king king shit 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 shit.
Flint, continue on. You and I, go have fun.
I would like to erupt out of the water and grab whatever is closest to the side and drag it back down with me.
I want to do the same. I want to suplex something into the ocean.
Come on, let's do this!
You want to jump fully on, make a pose, and then like back suplex off the ship.
Well, so the vision here is that like the three of us go up, me with just like wings spread, and just grab and yank.
Right before we do it, I'm going to cast Enlarge Monster on myself.
Okay.
I cast Mirror Image on myself and Mana Shield as well.
I cast C4 on the ship.
That sounds like a good plan too. I'm going to do both of them.
All right. All those of you who are approaching the ship, roll me another stealth check.
Alright,
And I'm still invisible.
That was a slightly better stealth roll than my last one.
Good thing I'm invisible.
35.
7. But they can't see me.
Yeah, but they can see the ripples in the water.
15 for me and 8 for Nessie.
48.
30.
23.
All right.
I got 30.
Better.
Oh, better.
God, it's kind of hard not to beat a 1.
I could have rolled 1 again.
All right. So
I would like to Batman somebody, please.
as you approach the water, as you approach the ship, the three of you were attempting to launch yourself on board.
Just up to the side to grab and pull them back into the water.
Yeah.
And if there's one that looks like a technician, that's the one I'm going for.
So, as the three of you burst out of the water, leaping up towards the edge of the ship and reaching out for whatever is nearby.
Yeah! How do they
Are you
react
going
to
to
the
the front or back
giant
of the ship?
demon Murloc?
I'm going for wherever looks like it's the most harm done if I blow it up.
I need each of you to make a reflex saving
Going
throw.
underneath, just straight underneath the bottom.
Probably.
I'm gonna assist. I'm gonna.
I take full damage.
25.
I take full damage.
Okay. So, the two of you, Headlock and our Deadlock, both, as you rise up out of the water, the only thing you see is a wall of steel coming towards you as someone just smacks you in the head with a shield and sends you flying away from the ship back into the water. You manage to just duck and roll over the shield as it's coming at you, and you land on the ship, staring at a group of roughly 4 soldiers in full plate with swords and shields drawn, and one gnome who is just pulling the last lever on a machine that roars to life as you look at what appears to be a large iron, almost man shape, but it's this big block of steel with 2 massive cylindrical legs and a big spotlight on its forehead, and these 3-fingered claws that just kind of whir and shoot forward as it proceeds to step towards you.
I would like to grab one of the things in plate mail and take it back into the water with me.
All right, go ahead and roll me a touch attack to
That
latch
mail's
on.
gonna really help them swim.
I know, right?
Maybe if it has an inflation device inside of it.
I mean, hey, there is a tanker.
Roll a touch attack.
Never know.
Grab.
16 plus. What do I add to a touch attack? Is
Your
my
bab and your
is my
strength.
grapple? Oh. So 12? Yeah, so 16 plus 12. 30 something.
All right, you definitely get hands on it. Now roll me a grapple check.
17 plus 12.
All right.
You only have a plus 12 grapple. It's strength
wait, no,
plus
no.
bab plus 4.
My size modifier I forgot to add in. So it's 8 plus 9 plus
17,
4.
21, and you rolled what on the dice?
17.
17, 17, 34.
So, okay. So wait, so 8 plus 9 plus 4 is
17.
21?
No, 21, yeah.
21.
Oh, sorry, so yeah, it's
How do you got a 30 strength?
38.
No, no, 9, 28. 30 would be 10.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
28 strength.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
So 21 is my grapple, which means that.
17 plus 21.
Does that change my to hit as well, my size? No. Okay.
Oh, yes, you get a -1 to hit because of
Okay.
your size. I apologize.
Okay.
Still would hit.
Okay.
It's a touch attack against a guy in heavy armor.
Okay. So that.
Yes, you successfully get hands on it.
Grab and just dive back into the water.
All right, roll me another grapple check to pull him with you, because he's going to try and resist this. I don't think he can successfully resist you, though.
Good thing it's an opposed roll, 22.
Did you roll natural 1?
Yep.
He actually manages to resist you pulling him down. With his +6 grapple check.
I have two
You
attacks.
forgot what it's like when you're dry.
I know. I have
You
two.
had to use your second attack to try and move him.
Damn it. Okay. I'm just like, cha! Wait.
We're not underwater. Things are heavy up here.
Damn it.
Things don't just float. Which means that now it is their turn to retaliate.
Good thing I put on mana. I have mirror image on and mana shield.
All
I
right.
need to figure out how many mirror images I have in.
Roll a d4.
I got some bad news. That guy grappling you knows which one is you.
Yeah.
4, so 6 mirror. I have 6 mirror images. So the guy's at second level.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Unfortunately, his longsword is not going to be useful in this grapple, so he's just going to drop his longsword and try and stab you with his dagger. So, what is your AC?
27.
27? No.
Gets the hide.
And then the remaining 3 soldiers, however, begin to surround you and attempt to just swarm you from all sides. As I drop
You
my
do realize
die.
you're flat-footed now
Yep.
against everybody but the dude you're.
Yeah, what's your flat-footed AC?
I mean, this one's hitting a mirror image, so
Well, first,
it'll be 10. My
Yeah.
flat-footed AC is 19. Actually, no. My flat-footed AC should be higher than that. I don't, miscellaneous modifiers add the flat-footed, don't they?
What's the miscellaneous modifier?
My scabbers hide.
No.
Okay. Never mind.
Oh yeah, no. Sorry, it's not a touch. That's your natural. Yes.
Yeah.
Everything but your agility and dodge modifiers.
So it's actually 21 then.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that would hit. That would hit, but one of your illusions disperses underneath the longsword, and then the third one, that would be a 22.
That is exactly my AC. Let me see if he hits me or not, though, because now I've got 5. So D10 divided by 2. Does not hit me.
All right, another one, gone. Third soldier. That's a natural 20.
Well, let's see if real.
Oops, 4 of me left. Okay, so 5 options left. So
Just roll a d6 and a 6 is a reroll.
doesn't hit me. That was a 4.
All right, and then
Now there's 3 of me left. Or 4.
so the last few people to act, the engineer just pulls a pistol off of his belt and that's a natural 1. His gun jams. Just
good, because that one would have hit me.
damn it! Powder dry. As you look, or powder wet. As you look over and you see what is you vaguely recognize it as a gnome. He's really short and pale with like very very big bright pink hair. As his gun clicks and doesn't make any explosion or noise as his gunpowder has gotten wet.
Haha! The water helped me.
Wait, guns are supposed to be wet. That's how guns work, right?
However, the machine that he has activated
There's still 4 of me left. All right.
proceeds to
Sorry.
rush toward you.
Right in my lap.
That will be a 23 to hit.
Doesn't hit me.
All right. As this, do you have multiple attacks? No, you don't. As this trundling iron machine just reaches across with its claw and rakes forward and just scores through another one of your illusions. This brings it back to everybody else. You all, what are you all doing?
So I've gone under the ship. Has it hit the reef somewhere?
Yeah, it's like beached on some of the coral.
Would explosives make it sink all the way into the water or not?
With the C4M that you can carry, being a Murloc, you could probably break a hole in the bottom of the hull, but it would probably just sink and then get caught more on the coral.
Okay, in that case, I'm just going to enter through the breach.
Okay.
Just use enough, like if there's not enough, I'm going to blow up just enough to kind of slip in through that way.
Alright, so go ahead and roll me a use tech device to set up the C4M charge.
Don't roll a 1.
While he's doing that, I'm just gonna
That's not a 1.
I'm just gonna swim to the other side of the ship.
Alright. And roll me a D4 to see how many rounds you set the charge for.
If you blew a hole in like the far end that's not beached on the thing, wouldn't it go like sideways? Is it filled in?
No, because it's probably already filled in.
Yeah, partially.
3.
3? So you got 3 rounds to get away before it goes off.
I thought I was just setting it to like go off next round.
I mean, if you want to set it on no fuse, then you might not get far enough away. It's a C4M charge.
How much damage does it do?
C4M charge? I want to say, just based on the amount that you're using, if it's a hull breach, if you're within the blast radius, probably like 10d10.
And there's no way to get behind the coral for cover?
The coral might give you a little bit of cover, but it's an explosion.
Mm.
You might get smacked by shards of coral.
And there's no way to slip into the cracks of the ship without exploding explosives?
It's a pretty well-made ship, and it held up pretty well to the coral.
Okay.
So yeah, give it 3 rounds, get away. And then when it blows up...
I'll go up to the surface while I'm waiting then.
Yeah.
Alright, so you got 3 rounds before it goes off.
Alright, so set that, and I'm going to swim up to the surface.
Alright. And what are the rest of you doing?
I'm just swimming to the other side of the ship that they went on one side. I'm gonna go underneath the ship or around it to the other side.
Alright.
In that time.
Alright, so you make your way.
Stuff.
Yeah.
You want to roll another stealth check for me?
I'll try anything twice.
Oh.
34
I'm gonna want it back.
My.
34.
34? Yeah, you are just a shark in the water. You are gone.
I'm about to
That's
be
the whole point.
How
Being Mac in the
far
nose.
am I from the boat now?
You got splash. You ended up about probably 40 feet from the edge of the boat.
Where's my mount?
Probably at the edge of the...
It jumped you, so it's at the edge of the boat.
Yeah, it's about at the edge of the boat. Yeah.
I'm gonna swim back.
Can the mount reach up on top of the boat with its long neck?
Yeah, it's Threshodon. It can just go.
Don't worry, I'm going to be giving you some friends in a minute.
Skeletal dinosaur can start picking some stuff up.
Okay.
I'm going to be giving you some friends.
Then Nessie's gonna reach over the side of the boat.
All right. So as you are engaged with this footman, the other 3 that are around it just kind of look up. By the light, what is that? As this massive skeletal dinosaur head just rears up out of the water. Go ahead and roll me an attack roll.
Are you grappling or to try to pull one under, or are you attacking?
Does the bite result in the grapple?
No. Skeletons lose all abilities.
Yeah.
I'm thinking pulling one under.
So roll a touch attack using that number.
You-
Yeah, plus
Right
7 to hit. On touch attack.
19.
19? That will...
And it's a touch attack.
It's a touch attack? Yes, absolutely. It's a touch
And
attack.
now you roll your grapple check.
So D20 plus 11, opposed by his grapple check.
Now, is that 7 or leaning?
That's lean.
Okay.
It's not flat.
I'm gonna move.
Yeah, you have a lot of things in your dice
I'm
rolling
gonna
area.
move things.
You want to roll over here?
No, I got this. I got this. Now I have a clear area. That's 12.
So 12
plus
23.
11, 23.
Yes, you have hands on him.
Right, it
All right.
deals damage for initiating the grapple.
Oh, did I deal damage initially?
Yes, you deal your unarmed strike damage.
What's the
I got
damage?
claws.
What is that? 10?
It's still your unarmed strike damage. Because you're grappling with your mouth, you deal your bite damage, which is 1d10 plus 6.
Oh, okay.
What's unarmed damage?
I need. John, could you
For a
tell me
large
what
creature, it's a
this is?
d4
What do you
plus
need?
your strength.
Just a d10. Oh, thank you.
The one that I'm grappling takes 13 points of damage.
All right.
As
you dent in his plate mail with your claws.
Plus 6.
1d6. Oh,
1d10 plus
1d10
6.
plus 6. Okay, yeah, 15. Sorry.
The skeletal Threshodon just reaches down and latches teeth on both sides of this footman's chest as he is lifted up into the air. All right. Is that it for the Threshodon?
I believe so. Yep.
All right. And you're swimming back. Probably gonna have to double move to get there.
Yeah.
All right. So you are back to your Threshodon, however. Headlock, what are you up to?
I want to get back on that boat. That boat
Actually-
is where suplexing can happen.
What if I throw a guy down to you?
Well,
Could you
That'd be
suplex
right.
somebody
I
while you're
don't
already
think you need
underwater?
to. I think once they hit the water, they're in full play. They're not a problem anymore.
It's true.
I just go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go grab a guy.
If you threw the engineer over, he might be able to swim, and I could, aqua suplex him. But
He's going to take him
aquaplex.
because he's in a power suit.
No, he's not. He turned on a robot.
Oh, he turned on a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get that.
I bet that robot's a really bad swimmer.
Yeah, get up there and suplex that engineer.
Suplex that robot.
I can suplex a robot.
Suplexing a robot's what you live for.
Get back up there. I'm distracting them now. They can't shield
get
bash
back
you
up.
down.
All right. So that'll be you got knocked roughly the same distance, so it'll take you a double move to get there, but you do make it back to the
I
ship.
mean, I was large size. Would that possibly lower
What's
how
your
far
what's
I
your
can
swim speed?
I didn't
Well,
take any levels in the
He was 8 times her weight.
Oh
He
yeah,
might
that's,
not
that's
have been
fair.
fine.
So let me. You get sent half the distance. You're about 20 feet.
So a single move to get to the edge, but then you still have to climb the edge of the ship.
Yeah.
True.
So if you're looking over the edge.
Am I still invisible, or are you getting hit, knock out the invisibility? I forgot.
You
Oh, is
initiated
that a
an attack
concentration?
when you
Right.
jumped up there.
Right.
Yeah. The guard who hit you didn't even see you. He just saw splash emerge from the water and swung and felt an impact.
But fortunately, you guys were to my left and right, so they went like this and didn't see either of you and just saw me.
I guess I'll get right, sort of at the end of the edge of the ship, right behind it, and then next time I can move, I'll jump over and grab someone.
All right.
Well, I mean, yeah.
And what are you up to?
I'm throwing this guy in the water and grabbing another one.
All right. Roll me a grapple check.
That's much better. That's 34.
Yeah, it's only a 21. You just grab him and sink your claws in and just lift and
I say,
There are sharks in the water.
Let me get a Wilhelm scream.
I can't do a perfect one, but splat.
That was very close.
and
There's a
then,
Wilhelm scream.
and then I grab the next one. So just
Yeah, your
one gone.
second attack. Roll me another touch attack.
20 something, like 20.
Yeah, you touch him. Roll a grapple check. Maybe if you roll garbage.
15 plus 21 is
Not
36.
No.
So this one takes 11 points of damage.
As you sink your claws into this one's armor as well, and you feel your claws punching through, and it feels good.
I am a demon.
That brings it to the
Priest.
Priest, what are you doing?
You're still down in the water, right? Or did you
I'm getting up onto the ship, so I'm not on the ship and I'm not in the water.
get- Okay.
He's in touching distance. You need to touch him though.
Okay. I was gonna.
Halfway in, halfway out.
Give him
Oh, but
strength.
Full strength.
probably tell him to
I
get
have
out
an
of the
enhancement bonus of +6. It's not going to help me.
Oh, yeah.
You can put it on yourself if you want to, but
If you want to give me whatever that spell is for, if you want to give me like Cat's Grace to up my AC, that's what you could do. But
I don't think I did that. So.
all right.
I think all of my bonuses are fell bonuses, so I might be able to take a.
Yeah, but you're on the ship.
I'm on the ship though. Yeah.
So I have to get up there first.
You have to get up to me, but then you could definitely enhance my strength.
There might be a moot point by then.
Yeah, by the time we get
just put the demon on more roids.
All right, what you got ready?
It'll be strength to try and climb the ship, right? Or
I would say it's covered in so much coral, it's got a pretty easy handhold. You can probably just climb.
all right. I'll start climbing too.
I'd say you're already at the edge of the ship, so you can just use your movement and climb up the ship.
All right, I'll do that.
So you still have your action.
Would it be? I wouldn't be able to give him the very strength that would.
He's on the edge of the ship tossing people off. Yeah, you can totally
Yeah, I'm
reach
right
him.
there. You just reach up and grab a wing.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
It's a nice big target.
So you feel someone's hand grab onto the edge of your wing, and then you suddenly feel this surge of divine energy, which is really weird because you normally rush with fell energy. But
Fell and divine, it's okay. They get a combo.
Turns out they're okay working together.
How much do I get?
you get a +4.
+4.
Yeah, +4 to your strength.
+2 to everything.
As you feel your muscles surge with energy.
Ah! Give demon roids.
And then we go to the enemy's turns. The soldiers are going to try and free their friend. The guy who you're grappling is going to try and stab you.
Okay,
That's a natural 20.
that hits.
Ooh.
Oh,
Roll to
yeah, no,
confirm.
because he doesn't have to worry about the.
He knows which one
I
you
know.
are.
Yeah, he's definitely hitting you.
You're the, what, 20-foot Murloc?
Yeah,
He's the one touching you.
There are 4 20-foot Murlocs currently on the ship. Thank you very much.
That is a
Yes.
25 to hit to confirm.
That does not confirm.
All right.
He also has a -4 to hit you
Would have been 21, yeah.
because you're holding him.
But he does shank you with a dagger, which is a masterwork dagger, but, you know.
D4 plus strength.
So, 7.
Oh, nice.
7 points of damage to you, sir.
I glow with arcane energy and don't take any of it.
Yeah, as it scrapes off of this arcane shield that you've cast already. This shing!
You bleed mana.
Light save us! It's a spellcaster!
That's not their first thought. It's fair.
And the other soldiers are gonna do their best. That's a 17 to hit if it's an
It
illusion.
doesn't hit me, and it would have hit me. So.
Okay, so it actually hits you but scrapes off your scales.
Shing.
And there are 3 left, so there's 1 more soldier. That is a 12 to potentially hit one of your illusions.
That hits one of the illusions.
So one of the illusions.
There's only 3 10-foot demon Murlocs that are currently roaring out on the boat now.
The engineer is not happy with this situation and is going to retreat into the cabin and start working on something good. While the crowd pummeler rushes for the newcomer, which
I don't
would
think anybody's
be
really up on the ship yet.
no, the Death Knight's not there. There's just you and the Threshodon.
Yep. I think he wants me.
Yeah, I think it does too, actually.
I've already thrown one over. I think it wants me.
Yeah, I think it wants you. Let's say 25 to hit.
Which doesn't hit me, but does hit the...
No, it's your flat-footed AC, because you're grappling someone.
Oh, yeah.
But it still hits an illusion.
Yeah, it still hits the illusion, though.
Yeah. As the claw
Only
swipes
2.
through one of the illusions.
There's only 2 of you.
That
Now.
that is all of the... That is all the enemies that are on this ship. You guys, what do you want?
Can I throw another
Stan,
one
what you up to?
I'm just gonna climb up on the side and see what's going on the deck.
So you climb onto the deck, and you just in time you see this little gnome rush into the cabin and shut the door behind it, and you hear the sound of whirring on the inside. You also see the crowd pummeler, this massive robot that is standing on the deck and swiping with claws at the illusions of your companion,
Okay.
and the 3 footmen that are left on the deck trying
How
to.
tall is that robot thing? Is that a medium size or a large size?
It is medium.
I can throw it off to you. Or you can, or our wrestler can suplex it off.
I'm gonna summon a Kodo beast.
Good old faithful.
It's the same Kodo beast.
It's the same Kodo
This
beast.
Kodo beast gets around. Is what we're saying.
It's the same Kodo beast every time someone casts that spell.
Just, what the
At
fuck,
the very
guys?
least, Kodo beast every time he casts that spell. So it appears from the lava dragon fight.
Yeah.
It's like, awesome, no dragons, I'll take it.
Like,
No
it's
acid bubbles to dissolve it.
at the very least it's better than the dragon.
I don't know his backstory. It's new to me. I don't do land creatures that often.
So you should summon a bull shark and get got the guys in the water.
No, some of the bull shark just over somebody. He doesn't use it.
I got a huge shark coming later. But
Yes.
I mean,
All right.
I do a
Sharks.
large shark or a huge shark.
Sharks are for
the
riding.
4th level. So yeah,
Oh yeah, shark with a plus 20 grapple.
plus 20 grapple.
Yeah,
on a shark.
yeah.
That's
That's when we throw the undead in the water. I imagine the undead are easier to throw in the water. They're lighter.
the Kodo beast is gonna ram the robot.
All
Right.
right.
Try to knock it off the edge with bull rush.
Roll that powerful charge.
Bull rush it off.
Where's my
These poor fuckers.
Which is just a strength roll opposed by either its strength.
Especially
or
when they're
dex.
all in the
20.
water in plate mail when the concussive blast goes off.
Yeah, by the way, that's happening in a couple rounds.
my 20 to hit.
20?
Yeah, you
Only
should like
20?
tell people
Yeah,
that are
it's
in the
20.
water still to get in the water.
It's only a
No one's in the water.
She's just doing
except for
that.
me.
You were going for the robot, right?
She's
Yeah.
not standing
That
in the water.
hits.
okay.
Also her pet though.
Just gore.
It's gore.
Yeah.
All right, that is 2d6 plus 15 points of damage.
Nessie
Right.
doesn't have any
Ooh.
internal organs for
That's
this
25 points of damage.
Nessie has bones though for it to injure.
25 points of damage on that one.
25?
Yeah.
Oh
So at least got its attention.
yeah, you definitely got its attention. As the Kodo went, so you summon this mottled gray Kodo that is covered in scars, that has seen acid marks and spears and blades and teeth. This Kodo has seen some shit as it just appears out of this spell, and it almost gives a sigh if a Kodo could sigh. It just,
But it's only a piece of metal.
it just rushes forward with it like most Kodo beasts, because they're not thunder lizards, they're Kodo beasts. They have like these shovel horns that like split off at the top, and it just rushes forward, bam, head first into this robot that shakes against the side of the mast with the force of the hit, and it like pins it almost against the side of the ship, and just kind of like slamming its feet into the wood, almost splintering the deck because it's that big.
Kodo
It's a
beasts
huge
are not
animal.
meant to be on ships.
No, they're not. I think it's a shit problem.
Just think
For
about
the
the dragon.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
All right, headlock. You are at the ship. You can climb up with your movement.
How far did that gnome manage to get?
He made it into the cabin, which is probably about 40 feet from the edge, from where he was standing in the middle of the ship, which is about 60 feet from you.
I
Say
can get him.
45 feet.
I can get him. Take one of the big guys.
Okay. So there's a robot, and there's how many swordsmen?
2 swordsmen on the ground, one who is currently halfway off the ground being lifted by Freshadon.
And one who is being held by me. So
There's one, yeah.
one being held by the Threshodon, one being held by me.
And then there's one poor
free.
sap who could use a suplex.
So
One guy who needs a hug.
okay. So quickened reduced person on the guy who needs a hug.
Is that a saving throw or
Yeah, that
will
is
save negates, I think.
fort save.
fort save?
Fort save negates. And
Okay.
that would be it's spell level plus modifier, right?
Yes.
Use Yeah, because that was.
No, it's a touch spell, so it'll go
It's
on.
not a touch spell.
It's not.
It's ranged.
Really?
I have spells that aren't touch spells.
Weird.
They're built so that I can do my touch spells on them later, like reduce person.
What's your DC?
Spell levels that'd be.
So what we've got
19.
here is we've got this wizard
makes it
that
19
uses
exactly.
spells on other people, and this warlock that uses spells only on himself.
Okay.
I mean, you can still
fine.
suplex a dude
I'll still suplex a dude, but you know.
with your
It's
improved
maybe
grapple
fun.
skill.
Yes. So.
I haven't even used the greatsword yet.
Great.
It's just a touch attack first.
It's a touch attack, true. So. 3, 9, 12.
Also, this is 3/5. Remember, not 5, not 5.
17.
Yeah, you touch him.
Nice. That was rolling a 3. So.
Yeah, this is 3/5, not 5e. It's way easier.
Now roll me a grapple check.
Grapple
That's
check.
more fun.
This was a lot more fun because 30.
Yeah, no, he can't make that grapple check.
Squeeze.
All right, now roll me one more to suplex him over the edge.
All right. I
Where's
am
that
removing him from the ring. Yeah, no.
He's gone.
That's a 20. That's a 34.
Yeah, no. Do you want to go with him?
You know we were planning explosives, so.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know, I want the style points. So
Are you rolling a performance check while you do this?
yeah. Do your
yeah, no,
performance check.
I'm doing perform pro wrestling.
Because you don't have to go with him to suplex. It doesn't have to be an RKO.
Well, he's still got 2 more rounds, so as long as he gets up next round. it's
Because
fine.
like you could just do an F5 and just pick up and throw.
No, but there's also suplexing backwards off like on
24 perform pro wrestling.
All right, are you going with him?
Yes.
Okay, so you just
So it's an RKO.
you just grab him you just grab around his back and then put a hand under his leg and lift, and you just hold him there vertical for like 2 seconds as you flex, and then just casually tilt backwards and
Go
fall over the edge with him still headlocked. And there's just this massive splash as a torrent of water is lifted by your combined displacement weight. As you crush him with your body weight, I'm gonna say he takes an amount of. He takes an amount of damage.
He takes your unarmed damage for picking him up.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your unarmed damage, and I'm gonna say he takes
Because also forget he's octuple his normal weight right now because of
12 damage.
12 plus an extra 13. It's 26 points of damage.
I mean, he's sinking regardless.
He's not dead, but he's not.
But he's not going to live through the rest.
He's not feeling great.
He just sinks down.
As you slam him headfirst into the water over the edge, and take in your body weight pressing down on him as well as he scrapes across the coral on his way down.
These guys are just not having a good day.
They're really not.
I would like to throw this guy off the boat.
First priest, what are you doing?
Also,
Yeah,
as I
you're
did
right.
it, my theme song was
No.
playing, obviously.
No, they've attacked me a second time, so it's, I get
I used to imagine Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme. It's just glass shatters.
Give me a minute.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Bub, what are you up to?
Did you take any damage?
No, I defended against
No, he
it.
took a little bit of. Oh no, yeah, his mana shield took it.
Mana
Yeah.
shield's up.
He's still.
Yeah, these two did take damage from when they tried to jump on. But they were
Oh yes, you guys would have taken
Insignificant amount.
you would have taken 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, I'm so terrified.
There you go.
And before we get here,
Bob's like, I could help, but there's a flaw.
I applaud his performance.
Brilliant.
He's a fan.
you have one fan.
I have a world of fans. They just don't know it yet.
So Flintlock, what are you up to?
Well, I've swum to the surface because I've got a massively fast move speed. So whatever is left on the boat, I'm going to do a jump like sideways slow-mo like you're jumping around a corner, and I'm gonna use the water in my bank to do it slow mo and just shoot out of the water.
We call this John Woo.
John Woo.
Yeah, just doing John Woo side dive.
Pigeons fly out of the water.
and I would like to use my my stunt shot repeatedly.
Okay.
And are they within 30 feet?
Yes. The one that you're shooting for the one that got suplexed?
No, the one's on the ship.
Okay.
I'm not worried about him anymore.
I would say you don't care about cover. You're a gunman. Yeah, you don't care about cover. Yeah, yeah, they're within 30 feet.
Sure. Let's start with the robot.
All right.
That's not a great roll on the dice. 28.
That hits.
All right. It takes 11. It takes 15 damage.
Okay.
Another stunt shot.
Yeah.
That's a natural 20, but I can't crit it. But it hits.
Yeah.
It takes. Oh, it takes less. It takes 13 damage. Next shot. Is it still up?
Yes. For now.
That's 39.
That hits.
Ooh. 17. 23 damage.
Yeah, he's gone.
All right. I'm gonna shoot the guy. I guess I'll shoot the guy that the demon guy's holding for the sake of shooting people.
Okay.
Can you power attack without unarmed strikes?
Yes.
Okay, I know what I'm doing next. I have to show up the wrestler, so.
Good luck. 26. I'm not at a point by the way where my cumulative bonus from stunt shotting is starting to negate the penalty to hit from stunt shotting.
I'll have you know, it was a 24 perform check that you have to outdo. So
36 to hit.
36, yes.
Okay. And ooh,
His floor is on a slant.
Only 14 damage.
It is.
14 points of damage.
Yes.
He's not dead yet.
Well, I'll fix that. And 37 to hit.
Yes.
Actually, no, 41 because there's no reason for this to be a stunt shot because my last shot of the round. 19 damage.
He's dead.
Aww.
So, just as you dive sideways in the water, it's almost casual the way you just kind of move the gun around just to make shots that shouldn't be possible. Just one shot around the side, like as you're diving sideways this way, you just kind of look up and put the gun behind your head and just fire sideways. And there's a couple of shots like that.
I start like that, then I move into like just a full lounging.
And then the final shot on the footman after you brought down the soldier, you start to point the gun at him, and then no, that's too simple. And you point the gun to the side and fire, and it bounces off of some of the coral and then goes into the side of his head, missing around the arms of the Murloc.
So now I got a corpse in my hands. What you're saying?
Yes, you have a corpse in your
hands. You have an
hands.
improvised weapon.
I want to find out how well this corpse goes through a door. With me behind it. Just
battering ram style.
I would like to battering ram the door that the goblin that they know went through now.
All right. Roll me a strength check.
So it's a 2 on the dice, which makes it a 13. Or sorry, a 14.
Yeah. I mean, the door's already dry rotted from being halfway submerged in water. So yeah, you just ram this corpse through the door and it splinters open. You don't have as much of a corpse in your hands anymore. But as you enter the room, you find yourself face to face with a gnome who is slowly getting off the ground because he is in what looks to be like a metal suit that is standing up slowly inside the cabin.
Why do they keep encasing themselves in like sinking devices?
And then reaches out and grabs a sword that is made for it. And now the gnome is in a suit that is roughly your size.
I quick draw my great sword.
About to have a giant sword duel with a gnome.
Yep. It's a mech fight, but only one of us is a mech.
It's a kaiju battle.
It's a kaiju battle.
It's a
yeah.
Pacific Rim fight. You are the kaiju.
We are Pacific Rim now.
I think Holly's the only one left.
Yep. Holly, what are you up to?
Have I made it back to the ship?
Yes,
now?
you are back at the ship.
All right, I'm gonna try to get up.
All right, you get up on board the ship.
Is
Okay.
Nessie going to?
The only footman left is the
In Nessie's mouth.
there's that one and the other one got suplexed off the edge. Yeah, there's the one that's in Nessie's mouth.
Eat its soul.
All right. She's gonna tell Messi to drop it, and she's gonna finish him off.
Just drop it as I hold my sword point up.
Drop. Right there.
Go ahead and roll me an attack roll.
Oh.
Is it considered an inverse dive?
Kind of.
For double damage purposes?
Yes.
All right.
So then that's 31.
Yes. Go ahead, that hits. Roll damage.
So 2d6
Oh, do you have? Thank you.
plus your strength and a half.
Well, she's got her modifiers right there.
Hold on. 9,
2d6 plus 15.
15, so then 24.
And did you say it was a dive for double damage?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So 48.
What's
He's
an
dead.
order of 48?
It doesn't matter.
He's dead.
At this point.
As
You now have a kebab.
you have a human kebab.
A human kebab.
Eh?
What's strength and a half for 11, by the way?
16.
Okay.
Yeah, extra 5. So that one's dead. Priest, you up to anything? Or are you just applauding? Yeah.
I think they got this.
So the soldier is desperately going to stab at you, Necromancer, with his dagger, because you still got him in a headlock.
Well, he gets a -4 for that. He's also underwater.
Yeah.
Which penalizes him even more.
What's your AC?
18.
He still hits you, surprisingly.
Oh wait, sorry, 17 because I'm large.
Yeah. That will be 5 points of piercing damage as he just manages to stick a dagger into you.
Yeah, I'll do that in a minute.
But now there's blood in the water.
Nessie out of the water.
You weren't joking when you said there's sharks in the water.
No, I wasn't.
As the bleeding Murloc, you hear a rushing sound that you're very familiar with. It's a danger that's very common in this reef. Is
Get on the boat.
giant sharks.
They've already got a snack.
As this mass of gray fin and scale surges up towards you and is very poised to take a bite out of you with a 21 to hit.
Did you not cast Mirror Image?
I did cast Mirror Image.
Oh, well then that's. I mean, the stab's gonna hit you, but you have to roll to see
Yeah.
if the shark hit you.
Does the shark hit you?
And it's. I
It's D4 plus 2.
forgot to
mirror
actually roll the
images.
number of images I have. Whatever.
D4 plus
6.
I will say though, because it's attracted to the smell of your blood, roll it twice and take the lower of the two.
Okay, so only a 6 because I have 6 of them, 4 and a 6. So now.
Okay, so yeah, it doesn't hit you. And so he crashes through one of your illusions, which disappears. But then it's the turn of the engineer who is in his suit, and he stomps forward with the sword in one hand, and as he brings the sword up, he just raises the other arm and a blast fires off at you, and you should make a reflex save.
Okay.
How long can two large creatures inside this cabin?
You weren't there, but you get the feeling this cabin was built for this mech to be operated in.
32.
It's a kaiju battle cabin.
Natural 20 at 32.
Alright, that's 20. You take half damage, which will be... That's awful. 2, 4, 6, 7 plus his intelligence, so 10. You take 5 points of piercing damage.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 mana.
All right.
It blasts across my shiny hide.
And then with his other attack, he will swing at you with the sword. Which will be a 20. No, yeah, it won't.
No.
Do you still have a mirror image?
I do.
Roll a d2.
I-
One mirror image.
Well, it's a D4 divided by 2.
3 or 4, it hits the mirror image.
It hit me.
Okay,
Or
so
would've- it
it
missed.
scrapes off of you. All right. Tick, tick, tick.
I thought that was it. The next round.
Oh, it would be next round. Yeah, it would
Only
be.
2 rounds. Yeah, I timed that so I'd get out of the water.
Yeah, it would be at the end of this next round. So back to you guys.
So,
Nessie should get out of the water.
Yes, that's what he was telling me.
and you would have overheard me telling Nessie to get the heck telling Nessie to get out of the water. So,
And I have a very good way to get rid of this guy.
Just let
Let
go.
go?
Put him in front of the
I mean, I
shark.
was thinking of throwing him at it, but you know.
That takes an action, though. You just let go and swim away.
he's covered in your blood.
Well,
And he's
Yeah.
sinking in plate now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're the one bleeding.
you still have to get out of the water.
Can opener versus shark round, or can opener versus can round 1. Ding, 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 ding.
What you doing, Muscle Wizard?
Oh,
What you got?
my turn?
Yeah.
So, how far am I now from the boat?
You are about 10 feet off the side of the boat because you just splashed right over the edge.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of push the guy in the general direction of that shark.
Here, have a snack. Woo!
See ya.
I want to intimidate the shark if he's still around when I get down there.
He's not going to be around after next
No,
round.
probably not. Well, he might, but maybe. Probably not.
Then you start climbing?
Yep.
Climb up to the top.
I climb up to the boat and I look back at him as the shark begins approaching and as I know the bomb is ticking.
Bye.
I salute you, random footman.
I am likewise getting off the water.
All right.
Out of curiosity, can I see into the cabin from the edge of the boat?
Barely. You can definitely see sparks flying.
Can I see any part of this metal sheet thing at all?
You can probably see one of the arms, basically, and like
Just casually as I climb up over the edge.
just as you're climbing.
Kill steal.
Shoot through the door.
32 hit.
Yes, this is a big thing.
Sweet. It takes 17 points of damage. And I forgot to mention because I was shooting metal things, I had loaded adamantine bullets,
Okay.
so it will negate any hardness
All right.
of this mag.
Well, up to 20, but it doesn't
Up to
have more
20.
than that. So you fire, and this bullet digs into the arm that this mech was holding its sword with, and it just kind of sparks a bit, but it keeps going.
That's fine.
And Priest, what are you up to? You're in the water with a ticking time bomb.
No, the priest got out of the water.
Oh, no, right, you're on the edge of the ship. You're right. Yeah, you're hanging off the edge, which still might not be a good place to be when the bomb goes off, but
You back on?
yeah, he's back on the boat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Nessie's the only one in the water right now.
I get it actually on the ship. And,
Yeah. Climb all the way on.
Yeah. And pat him on the back for a job well done. And with the third one, I cure minor wounds.
Yep.
There's a D8.
Yeah.
D8 plus 5.
D8
It'll
plus
automatically bring you back to max, I think. Oh no, you're taking 5 and 5.
Yeah, I've taken 10 damage.
How much did you heal for?
6.
6?
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, that's more than half the damage you took. It's for 1 mana, I believe, for a first level spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How easy do I think it's going to be to hit this mech, by the way?
It looks pretty armor plated. Like this looks like it was a battle mech. Also, you don't have knowledge check device. You can't tell this.
No. I'm going to power attack it anyways.
All right.
Full 5.
All right,
So
go ahead and roll me an
plus
attack.
14. Actually, wait, my attack has gone up because my strength went up. 2.
It would be the equivalent of losing 3 on that.
Up 2, so minus 3, so 16, not 14. Okay. That's 16 plus 16.
32.
32.
Yes, that hits this thing.
Alright, we're going to go with the first hit first. Just because I need my. One of my 16 at least. It's plus 16.
Roll some dice.
Plus 26 now. That could be better, it could be worse. 13 plus 26.
39.
49?
39.
39.
39.
So 39,
As the
and
great sword scrapes across it.
for the next 2 turns, it takes 9 fell damage.
Okay.
From that, so let me mark that down. 9. 2. 9 for 2 rounds. And second hit. 12 plus 11 is 23.
No, that just barely
23
misses.
misses? Alright. Oh well.
As the second strike comes back around, he brings up his own blade, and they meet with this cacophonous clash of metal.
And on his next 2 turns, he takes 9 damage again.
Yep.
Fell damage.
Death Knight, what are you doing?
Come help me kill it.
Sure.
Charge.
I will. Yes, I will charge you.
Well, are you getting your a beast out of the? Are you beasting yourself out of the water?
Yeah, Nessie can climb out of the water. I already told her. To.
Nessie does have a land speed. I forgot.
Yeah. Oh, she's getting out of the water.
So this large Threshodon just claws its way onto the ship and just kind of sits there and flaps around.
Actually, it's still faster than you.
Oh, I'm gonna charge.
All right.
So from underneath my legs.
Your bonus damage, like your reckless
I'm
attack.
gonna use. Hold on, which one's reckless attack?
Reckless attack lowers your AC.
I thought that was power attack.
Power attack lowers your attack.
To hit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I'm doing reckless.
Oh, what does punishing blow do?
How much of it?
10.
What does punishing blow do?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember.
It's in the core rules.
Core is here.
It keeps leaning.
It's the big one in the
It's
middle.
all leaned up.
Yeah, it's not rolling correctly. Well, this time I did it. 34 to hit.
Yes.
And I'm gonna roll my hit.
That's better.
Is that
No, that's not leaning.
okay? 34 again. Wait, no,
No.
not 34. Sorry,
It's 29.
29.
29 damage?
Or 29
No,
to hit.
29.
29 to hit. You don't charge. Do you
Oh,
get...
yeah, you charge only your attack.
I'm sorry.
We do get bonuses to the charge, though. So.
That's 9 plus 15.
Where's
That's
24 plus 20?
20.
So
Alright,
44.
44.
All right.
And roll a d6. It takes 11 damage at the beginning of its round for the next 6 rounds.
Yeah.
So 20 total damage.
Yep.
For 2 rounds, and then another.
Roll a d6.
Do you want?
She already did.
What was it?
6.
6? Okay.
Yeah.
Well then.
Mark down 11 for 6.
Yeah.
So you keep track of it?
Uh,
Or I can do it. So you keep track of what it is.
well,
That's
that...
for 6 rounds.
11 damage for 6 rounds.
I think the Subvergent's the only one who needs to go. Or the Submersion.
Yes. Subversive, what you got?
Oh, the room's like really crowded at this point,
A
right?
little bit.
I'm talking to the Kodo beast, trying to figure out where he came from, what all his scars are from, and all that. His backstory.
He's like...
It's a mental.
Like, you look at him, and he looks back at you and just goes,
You've been through a lot, haven't
you don't even want to know.
Ooh, fire beasts, how fun.
There was this one elf that kept calling me over and over again, and then there was whatever that other one
And
was.
then there was this elk thing that kept throwing me into oozes.
So his turn.
All right.
He takes 20 damage.
Yeah.
20 fell flat.
Yep. Well, his suit does. Correction.
Yeah, the suit takes 20
As
fell.
he's covered in a cloud of like dark mist.
Yeah. He is going to roll me an intelligence check. Pretty good. So he looks around at the people surrounding him and just slices a hole through the roof with his greatsword and puts his arm up, and a glowing red flare fires up into the sky. And then the suit turns and just barrels out the door over the edge of the ship.
Attacks opportunity?
Yep. The two of you get attack opportunity.
And you have your same penalties for power or reckless attack.
19 plus 16. I believe hits.
Yes.
Also, that's a crit. Let me roll to confirm my crit.
It's a metal suit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Wait, but there are rules for critting
Yes.
steam suits, aren't there?
There are actual rules for critting
They
steam
can
suits.
start malfunctioning.
Yeah.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Yes.
What do you... Oh, hang on.
2d6s.
Let me roll to confirm if I crit real quick. Yes. There you go.
Can I roll your thing?
Thank you for reminding me of that, because I do like these rules.
Especially because some or all of them may cause this thing to just fall dead into the water.
Yep.
Like, hey, you hit it in the foot. Oh, you
42.
can't swim.
Roll a d6.
4.
So for 4 more rounds, it's taking an additional 10 damage.
10 for 4.
Roll me a d20.
Okay. 14.
14. Normal
Please
damage.
tell me I hamstring it.
Malfunction. Piece of equipment. Piece of equipment, attacker's choice, is damaged and begins to malfunction until repaired. It can be a weapon, handheld, or integrated, or system.
It's a movement system.
You don't know enough about this thing to know exactly what you're destroying, so...
I would be aiming for like the
Might be the
legs.
Aiming for the legs. Roll me a d3, because there's 3 possible devices you could break with that.
3.
3. You break its legs.
Break it. Do I do double damage still? Or
Regular damage.
Okay, regular damage. Oh, sorry. So.
You break its legs and its spirit.
Also, it's taking a fuck ton of fell damage next turn. 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 16 is
24.
24.
Plus 10 for your power attack is 30.
So 34. So it takes 34 points of damage.
Yep.
And then it takes an additional 8 for...
And it's going to take an additional 8 points of damage for the next 6 rounds.
So it's taking 17 plus 21. So it's taking 38 damage
At the start of its next
at the
turn.
start of its next turn.
Well, as you both slash at it as it tries to run away, you cut across the back of its leg, and some of the actuators just spark and die, and the whole suit just and tips over, and the cockpit rolls open, and the gnome just kind of rolls out of it, and continues his dash across off the edge of the ship.
Just now it's more of an oh fuck dash.
Yeah.
Does he have to dash past
Does
this
he have
first?
to come past me?
We're about to find out. Which side does he
Wait.
go off the edge of?
Also, when's that bomb going off again?
At the end of this turn.
When he's going to be in the
We can
water.
just leave him alone, actually.
He does run past you because he runs off the opposite side from the bomb.
Catch him.
Okay, roll me.
I would just let it hit the water.
Roll me a touch attack.
Are you trying to pick him up?
Yeah.
Are you trying to stab him?
No, I'm just gonna grab him with. I'm just gonna grab him.
Roll me a touch check.
25.
That touches. Roll me a grapple check. You probably got him.
I don't have extra grapple here. I don't have a whole lot of. Yeah, 17.
Yeah, you got him.
He's a gnome.
Oh, he's a gnome. That's right.
The gnome's trying to run by you, and you just no, hush, come here.
You can't grapple him as he goes by because you don't have improved unarmed strike. You don't threaten with your unarmed strike.
Right.
So you have a.
You have to threaten with a weapon that can grapple.
Okay. Yeah.
You have to do what?
You have to threaten with a weapon that can grapple. So Zachary's the only one who can grapple as an attack opportunity.
Okay.
So you can just stab him, or you can trip him. No.
That's also grapple.
You have to use a tripping weapon for that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, you
so
have to use a
because I
tripping
have okay, so I reach out to grab him and I have these things in my hand.
What's your weapon? A
trident
yeah.
and a,
Okay, yeah, no,
and a
you
dagger.
just
Trident
use
and a
dagger.
You stab him with the trident. That would have hit with the trident, so roll trident damage.
Okay, well, that's kind of dangerous.
Just accidentally kill him.
Good. No. 8 points of damage.
Just shink into the engineer, who is mostly uninjured because he didn't take any damage. The suit did. But he continues to dive over the edge into the water.
Into the shark-infested water with a stab wound.
Well,
yeah.
Into the
The
shark.
shark-infested exploding water.
So he doesn't know it's shark infested, to be fair.
He also doesn't know that there are explosives.
And
right there.
then as any of you who are still near the water hear, as an explosive goes off, and I need
And we all go.
yeah. As I would like everyone to make me a fortitude save, as you are rocked with this ship.
Fortitude or reflex?
Fortitude.
Right. Fortitude, that's going to be 22.
21. 13.
23.
13. 12. 13. So 2 13s and 12. What do you have? 23.
23.
21.
Okay. So the three of you are knocked prone as the ship rocks with this explosion, which does 66 points of damage to the inside of the hull, shatters the hull open, and I believe kills the shark that's next to it.
And the gnome.
Definitely kills the footman.
And all three of the footmen, they're in the water. And the gnome.
What? Yeah, no, the shark is dead. Huge sharks have 65 hit points.
65, that's right, 66.
It failed his reflex save, dies. Footman in the water.
Can they even make a reflex save when they're in heavy armor in the water?
They can, but it's not great. There are penalties. He actually makes it, though. Other footmen, no.
He takes half.
No. Yeah, no, even with half damage, he dies. The gnome actually takes a little bit less damage because he's actually brunted by the majority of the ship because he dived off the other side. And makes his reflex save. So he actually, because he was almost uninjured, he actually survives the blast. Barely.
Oh, well. He's bleeding. There are sharks in the water.
And Nessie is... Actually, roll me a fortune save for Nessie as well.
Nessie's not in the water.
Yeah, but Nessie's on top of the ship.
True. Nessie does not have a good fort save.
Oh, she does not. Yeah, 5.
Yeah. The Threshodon also lands on its side.
Theoretically, Nessie gets a +4 to saving throws to stay not prone, but that doesn't help.
Yeah, no.
Wait, how far did this gnome manage to jump?
The explosion catapulted it even further. It's about 60 feet off from where the hull used to be.
He did a swan dive and then skipped the water.
Mysterious purple blast.
Oh, wait, hang on. I have spells. I forgot.
I have guns.
He just, like, the three of us just line up, Mysterious Purple Blast, Shadow Bolt Lesser, and a bunch of gunfire.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your Mysterious Purple Blast.
I'm going to roll a Shadow Bolt, too.
I want to see the mysterious purple blast result
6,
first, because I want this to be a thing.
8, 12.
What type of damage does it do?
Mysterious purple.
It deals force damage.
It just deals damage that can't be resisted by anything whatsoever.
Right, yeah, it just
deals mysterious
damage.
purple damage.
If you have resistance to mysterious purple damage, congratulations, but if you don't.
Great damage.
It does grape damage, yeah.
17.
Is it a fortitude save or a reflex save?
There is no save.
Oh, it just does damage. Oh, yeah, it just does a small amount of damage. Is it a roll to hit, or...?
17, 16.
No, it's just like magic missile then.
It's
like it just does stuff.
As I apparently can't do 23.
23.
To hit?
23 damage.
Yeah.
Where's damage? Oh. Shadow Bolt's touch attack, isn't it? Where you touch attack?
Shadow Bolt? Yes. I think
It's a ranged touch attack. But first, hang on. I need to check something.
Does it die to
Maybe
a
you can
mysterious
save
purple?
for less, but I don't think you can.
What book is it in?
Even
more
more
magic
magic.
you can have.
It is a ranged touch attack, so go ahead and roll me an attack roll.
Oh, it is. Whatever.
I figured it wasn't. Because
Well, that's a 17 on the die.
arcane missiles is magic missiles in the system.
Yes, you hit him. Yeah, no. You kind of weave. You do this flex, and right in the middle of your pecs, forms this purplish orb of mysterious energy that not even you are really sure how it works. You just know that this is what happens whenever you do this pose and cast this spell, and you go from this pose to this pose as you force your pecs together and launch it forward as it slams into the back of this gnome, and he just warbles and vanishes because you don't know what this spell does to people.
All right, never mind. Then. Keep my man.
It makes them not your problem anymore.
I helped the Death Knight out.
Yeah, this ship. This ship is having troubles. But
anybody left alive in the ship?
I would like each of you to make me a intelligence check.
Ooh, I can do that.
Ooh, intelligence check. I can do that.
Just flat intelligence, or
Yeah, just your intelligence.
20...
23.
15.
20, 23. Yeah, 23.
23. 23.
23.
23. 15.
13.
13.
17.
17.
12.
This is a battleship. Where'd the rest of the crew go?
Down below.
There aren't any bodies in the water other than the ones that were there.
This is a battleship. There are cannons.
Okay, this is a battleship. There are cannons.
Cannon is actually plural. Cannons is incorrect.
We're Murlocs.
That
You're one to talk about. You're a character to talk about grammar.
Cannons! Big boom!
I would like to make a costume change. As I hear the word cannon, I immediately flip up my coat, turn it inside out, and put it back on. And suddenly, it's a pirate's coat, and I don a tricord. And I rush down. By the way, you know glamour coats are not expensive.
They're not.
I'm going to rush downstairs.
I'm going to follow down.
As the downstairs is flooding with water.
That doesn't matter to us.
It doesn't, but it does matter to the gunpowder.
Not when I'm done with it.
And I just point. Where's the next nearest ship to us?
I imagine they're closing in after that flare.
Oh no, several of them are beached.
Yeah, they're almost all beached.
I imagine they're gonna start firing.
Roll me a perception check.
I imagine they're probably heading our way, which is why I'm looking. Spot. That's gonna be 22.
Yeah, you look out and you see the next ship, and then you see about 6 explosions off the side of the ship.
And I point at the explosions.
And then
We should probably die.
I need all of you to make reflex saves.
Yes.
Natural 20.
19.
Okay.
Which is a 32.
Okay.
21.
21.
16.
14.
16.
16. Unfortunately, the priest is the only one who takes full damage here.
You'll be fine. We'll cast Soul Gem.
The Code of Beast has a 20.
Oh, Nessie has maybe like that too. It's okay, Nessie's a skeleton. You can bring her back.
This is.
Actually, no, you can't reanimate a corpse.
You can't reanimate a
You
reanimated
can bring a
corpse.
different one back.
18.
18. So yeah, Nessie takes half damage. You take 31 points of piercing damage, technically. The rest of you take 15. Unless you have evasion. Yeah, Nessie takes 10.
I take none.
Okay.
You have evasion?
No, I have
Oh, you
mana
have mana shield. More your mana.
I still have mana left.
As this cannonade bursts through the remains of the ship, because they saw a warning flare and then they saw the ship explode, and they're like, "Well, better deal with whatever's on board."
I go to a cannon.
Okay.
I'm going to use improved light. How long does it take to load a cannon?
Typically, I would say it takes a separate full round action to load and to fire.
I
Well,
will-
one full round action to load and a standard action to fire.
I'll help him.
I remove that down to a move action because I have super stupid lightning reload, so I can fire a cannon every round.
Okay.
So I just like one hand a cannonball, one hand some powder, and just like with some arcane ridiculousness, just casually lob it in. And with the amount of time I have, I'm going to Sharpie a smiley face onto the cannonball and fire it.
The cannon is almost completely submerged underwater at this point.
Yep.
I want it to fire. Can I use my force of will to?
Roll me a use tech device check.
We're basically orcs.
I just rolled an 18 on the dice.
So
Murlocs are basically 40k orcs.
you take that piece of oxygenating coral that you use in the back of your guns, and you pull it off for a second, and you put it on the back of the cannon, and then you light the fuse inside, and then you just press it there for a minute, and you wait, and then eventually the cannon fires. Roll me an attack roll.
I want us to sink their ship with their own cannons
I rolled a
from
natural
underwater.
20.
Roll me a confirmation, because this is what this gun does. It's a siege weapon.
Also,
I rolled another natural 20.
also, can you make the boat malfunction?
This is the best time for you to start rolling.
Roll me another d20.
That's a 3.
3. Okay. So the operator dazed means it tore through the helm.
So, like, they're just loading up cannons for a second shot, and then
Just like no, out of the water comes a cannonball.
Yeah, no, it's like
with a smiley face.
because the operator of the ship. So the person who's at the helm trying to get the ship back in the water and trying to like giving orders around, trying to get everything moving. There's flash cut to them on the ship as there's like, all right, can we try and get the ropes down? We need to go see what's happening with our other ship. And then they look over to the side and there's just this cannonball with a smiley face soaring straight at him. And he's not there anymore. And neither is the helm of the ship.
Can I use my many shot ability to make a second attack this round? Is there any feasible realm of
No.
I had to ask.
It's a miracle you got it to fire in the first
Are they
place.
thinking rapidly right now?
Yes.
I'm going to
Judging by the coral reef, it'll probably catch about 40 feet down, but most of the ship is going to sink.
I'm going to grab one of the cannon, pick it up, and then just carry it to the above deck.
Actually, yeah. I'm
Roll me a strength check.
I'm also going
That I
to
can
take this
do.
one. I'm going to see that and follow suit.
Roll me a strength check.
I mean, that's a 14, but my carrying capacity is increased for being large.
22.
I think being large is what allows you to make the strength.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
You're able to lift it. You, not quite.
I can't be shown up. I have to attempt again.
Try again with disadvantage, though.
Well, that was 18.
You managed to lift it. It's a little bit of a struggle. You're moving at half speed with it on you, but you can lift it.
Can I make a form pro wrestling check to hide the fact that I'm struggling and actually, like, you know...
Sure.
That's where you get the good roll.
26.
Yeah, no one would believe that you were having any trouble. You're just like doing push-ups with it as you're walking.
So you're still walking very slow.
Yeah, you're still walking at half speed.
My lowest roll on a perform pro wrestling check was a 16. So...
This is silly.
That was the idea.
Yeah, no. Flint,
How well do you
Can
know
you
to
make
be
this
swim?
fire?
I'm gonna give it a quick look over.
If you bring it to the helm, which is the highest part of the ship, aside from the mast, which you can't fit it on, the helm probably won't sink too far, and you can probably fire it from there.
Okay. As you're going, I'm gonna look. Does that fallen neck have any parts that can be jury rigged?
I'll grab it and
You know what? It's ammo. I'm gonna drag the mech and just start shoving parts of the mech in.
You start cramming the mech into the cannon.
We prime the 2 cannons, aiming at the next ship.
Alright, I begin loading and firing.
Did
All right.
swim very well?
Roll me a...
I mean, elephants.
Roll some attacks.
Yeah, roll me 2 attacks. 1 for each cannon.
They're more rhinos than elephants, though.
Yeah.
They're a lot denser.
I mean, elephants are good swimmers. It's just that
39? Yes.
some other beasts don't really.
And 42.
Alright. So 2 more cannon shots. Crash into the side of the next ship, which is going to return fire.
You think?
This little crew of stupid Murlocs. I've just taken down a ship and a half.
So, as you're standing there cheering at your cannonade, another barrage of 6 cannon shots comes straight for you. I need all of you to roll reflex saves again.
28.
I mean, I rolled really mediocrely.
23.
22.
Alright.
26. Oh, Nessie's okay then.
Full damage.
Yeah.
This was the garbage damage roll anyway.
Good.
Those of you who made above a 17, you take half damage. It's 15 piercing damage because that was a garbage roll. Those of you who failed take 15. Those of you who made above 17 take half.
So 4, I take none. I'm out of mana, but I take none.
Wait, no, not 4.
You said 15 if you failed.
Yeah, half of 15
7.
is
Sorry,
7.
I don't know why.
So Nessie takes 2.
I take 2 as well.
So I got a 9 on that reflex save, so I'm just standing up right at the helm. Come on!
And then it hits you in the face.
No, it hits him in his pecs.
He tries to catch
It really does. You roll me a perform pro wrestling check.
that was fine.
I have
Only 17 this time, unfortunately.
That's enough. It was more than the damage dealt.
I'm just feeling it.
The cannon hits you in the chest, and you slide back across the helm, but you don't fall, and you end up holding the cannon in both hands as you come to a stop. Holding the cannonball in both hands as you come to a stop.
I put it in the cannon! I put it in the cannon.
Roll me another attack roll.
Can the other group be loading one of the cannons while I fire this one?
Sure.
So I can get 2 shots off.
Single-handed load.
That's a 42 and a 34.
Yes! Those both hit.
What damage am I rolling?
Just roll me 5d10.
Pirate lock. No, still, actually, flintlock still works.
Yeah. So 34.
Okay.
For 1.
Okay.
Now we need a full campaign on Murloc pirates.
I know.
And 26.
Alright, with the damage that is taken already, these last 2 cannon shots put massive holes in the side of this ship. You feel it beginning, like, that ship probably gonna sink too.
Back to the water.
Yeah, back to whence we came, maybe?
Yep, let's go.
Job is done. Actually,
first half of the job is done. Let's go take a nap.
Before I'm
and do the
done,
second half.
I'm going to load this cannon, and I'm going to jam the mech at the end of it. I mean, jam the mech on the end of it so it can't fire.
Here,
light the fuse and swan dive.
Yeah, I'll have to jam the mech.
I can break machines by myself. Don't worry.
So as you dive off the edge,
and I warned everyone else to get the heck off with it.
As all of you dive off the edge of the ship, just one more explosion in the background as you dive into the water.
as I perform my magnificent Superman dive.
I think we need a rest before we take on the others.
There's still one more ship in this area.
I swim over to it.
We have a solution.
Should we just storm this one normally?
Yeah, I think we just
I'd
storm
say
it
storm
from
this
both
one.
sides.
I mean, we didn't really take many losses from that.
I'm out of mana.
And this one's
You're out of
damaged.
mana?
I'm entirely out of mana.
Well, we
We
need to get this one area cleared out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm just starting to hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, before we got.
I will start healing people.
Yeah.
And
As we swim
Yeah.
over, the water starts glowing blue and people get healed.
Because it is just like a little sound.
I'm going to cast Strike as the Wind. So it's invisibility for myself, and I get plus 20 feet of movement speed.
How fast is your normal swim speed?
I don't have any levels in Murlocs, so 40.
You're serious.
So
now it's 60.
Oh no, it's normally 30.
So no, yeah, it's normally 30.
Oh, no, it's only 30?
So now
it's
it's
50.
So now you match.
So
us.
now you're as fast as those of us that have levels in Murloc.
And I'm invisible.
I'm out of. I
I
took 2.
You took 2.
It's like you could
So
cantrip cure me. You
took
can just poke, you're done.
30.
Yeah, before jumping off, I sent the Kodo Beast back to wherever he wanted to go. Because
The Kodo Beast looks up the explosion and then mercifully vanishes right
Well, he
before.
got hit twice, but he was
Yeah.
able to evade
Can
it,
you
so-
summon Kraken?
Kraken?
Kraken.
No. No
Big
Kraken.
tentacles.
What does a sea cat do? I never found sea cat in the book.
Sea cat?
It plays with Sea Yarn.
No place will see me.
29.
But
I
never
feel
found
like
that in any of the
a
books.
dire shark is
Okay.
probably better.
Well, I can't do a dire shark. I'm gonna do a huge shark or a large shark.
Oh, darn, only a huge
I
shark.
can't do
Only a 20-foot long shark.
I feel
Yeah.
like a huge shark
A huge
eating
shark is-
things in the water would be good.
Yeah.
Yes, how tall are you at this point?
I'm
25
going to
feet?
Well, there is something else I can. If we're gonna be out of the water,
You're the one that's making me
dragon.
larger.
What?
You're the one that's making me larger.
You can grab stuff off the deck and drop them in the water.
Yeah.
I was thinking a dragon hawk would be my next attempt here, and then but I can do a huge shark too.
I feel like we have a slightly unfair advantage over these people who keep wearing sinking suits.
Yeah, I know.
It's not our fault.
I mean, I can do swamp things like timberlings and stuff like that, but that's not as much fun.
Alright, so let's swim over to the next one.
Anyone else need healing before we go?
I'm
Please.
okay.
My max is I'm almost down half my health, so I'm at 58. My max is 92.
Okay.
I am gonna
I took
do
minimal
one.
damage.
After I used up all of my mana, but I only took 2 damage. Now I'm a lot squishier.
Murr.
How long does it take to get mana back? Energy back?
Same thing as in regular resting.
I don't suppose anybody has any mana potions.
I'm gonna cast healing on myself also.
Is there any magically enriched kelp I could eat nearby?
Probably not.
Oh.
I would know if there was, but
There might be some magic kelp that makes you feel more magical.
Stop
Yeah.
trying to get high on the seaweed.
Ah! Fell courses through me. In more ways than one.
7, 14, 8.
Alright. So what condition does the last ship look like it's in?
So as you look at the last ship, you start to realize where the rest of the soldiers from the other 2 ships were at. Because this 3rd ship is undergoing a rapid construction as, catwalks and rafters and platforming is being sort of built out from the ship on top of the coral reef as they're sort of building. It's almost like a ramshackle base on top of the coral, just kind of building on what support they've already beached themselves on.
Yes.
You need
We can stealth. I think since he and I can stealth, we're gonna go up there and blow the place to pieces.
You two stealth, we distract.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Let us know before it goes boom.
We all understand that language, right?
Yes.
We all do.
That's your native language.
Yes.
Okay.
No, you don't understand why, but Flintlock is always spoken like this.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually speak Nurglish properly. You're not sure what's up with him.
Again, he doesn't speak Nurglish. He speaks Turkey. So
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
That's it. He's actually a turkey.
His father was a turkey. His mother was a Murloc.
It got weird.
Don't think about it too much.
Really weird.
It got
Okay.
weird.
Let's.
Feather dusters, man.
So, are you guys gonna swim around?
I presume they're going to wait
other
until the
side.
explosion happens, and then when everyone's in a disarray, they charge.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We can do that then.
I'd like all of you to roll me spot checks.
Ooh, are they just watching us make this plan?
15.
No, I don't see it.
23.
23.
23.
Nice.
3 23s.
21.
15.
20.
Those of you with 23s, because it was a 22. All as you're talking and making this plan, you kind of look around the coral, and you're just kind of like panning around, just kind of looking at the different things. And there's one spot where you have to like stop and do a double take, and you just see this dark figure standing on top of some of the coral. There's just this hint of a long black cloak pulled up high around a face that is... It's hidden in shadow, but you can just see a faint red glow. As this individual wears black leather, this unsettling figure in a shadow-laden cloak that obscures most of... It looks like a feminine figure, so most of her features, and causing her to fade into the... It's not even darkness, but she's just hard to see. She has a dark, glowing bow in her left hand. And
now there's someone watching us.
And she's just kind of standing on some of this coral watching the group of you.
I see my rival.
This is where we die, by the way, because this is Sylvanas Windrunner.
Is there a reason not?
I see my rival.
So,
I mean, it looks like an elf, as far as you can tell.
We'll stay underwater.
Does it look like a
It's just
target?
a bow.
I mean, she's standing there in the middle of the coral.
So a target.
Yeah.
All
Well, I
right.
mean, once
We
you
didn't
talk
see
to
her.
it, you're funny looking.
You can see it.
You pointed her out.
No, I just said don't look now, but somebody's watching us.
Click, click.
Just swim away.
Does it seem like she's just watching us?
Yeah,
or-
in general.
Where is she? In the coral.
So I look.
As you look, you all see this dark hooded figure who is
Is she
watching
cute?
the group of you. I mean, by Murloc standards, probably not actually.
I cast Peer Mark.
Probably not.
Oh wait, I don't have any mana. Never mind. I don't cast Peer. No,
Yeah.
it's a cantrip. I cast Peer Mark.
But it's a bow, right? So all we have to do is stay 2 feet under the water. She can't hit us.
They're still the most powerful spellcasters.
Bows pierce water way better than
Bullets, I know.
bullets do.
Oh, so
Well, in
she
that
doesn't
case-
register as a spellcaster at all? Or
At least not more powerful than they are.
Okay. I look over and I just sort of like wave my wings and see if there's a reaction.
Just wait.
I'm going to split off from the group because I'm invisible, and I want to hopefully try to set up a flank here.
There's a good idea.
There's wings.
Well, why don't you and I go on and bomb that ship while they deal with this?
You continue on. We deal with intruder.
Because we can. What we do is flank way out and then come back around the other side because
How far are we off from the ship?
The next ship's probably about 200 or 300 feet off from where you're at.
Which was
We can run
4
together
rounds.
pretty
Like,
soon.
sorry, 2 rounds.
Yeah,
50
we
foot,
just went full speed.
because 50 foot dash, yeah.
Well, if we're going in a straight line, we can move 200 feet
Yeah,
because neither of them are heavily armored.
you can get there and around. But
I'm not armored at all, so yeah.
So we get there and then we start placing charges around the base of it.
As you're having this conversation, she, what's her assessment here? She takes a few strides and then a few leaps, and it's really hard to tell how she closed the distance, but suddenly she is on the deck of this ship, standing next to the group of you.
oh, we're not on the ship. We're in the water.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, she is on the coral that overlooks you,
Yeah.
kind of looking down at the group of you.
Is she looking down at me? Because I split off a little bit.
She's not looking directly at you, but you get the distinct sense that she knows you're there.
I just sort of climb
So she
up.
can see me.
I just
So what is your purpose here, folks?
and then just sort of stand up to my full height.
I'll move up there, why not?
And you
What you want?
she looks down at the group of you.
Up.
She's standing at a higher elevation.
Oh, I've climbed up to her.
Still doing
But yeah, she's picked the pinnacle of this coral.
I stay near the water.
Murlocs. I wasn't aware that your kind were out this deep into the ocean.
We're swimmers, yes.
Yes, I'm quite aware of your aquatic capability.
Why you invade our land?
Our business here is not with your land.
Land in general.
Yeah.
It's not. I have intelligence of 20. I know what I'm saying. All right.
Yeah, but what's your wisdom?
Sure you do.
9.
The Horde's business here is not with your lands, but with the lands beyond.
I point at the ship.
Yes, that was quite good work.
What he's saying is we're supposed to come out here and blow up ships.
I gathered an amount of that. My Nurglish is not as fine-tuned as the native speakers.
He's not speaking English.
But I have a proposal for you and your leader, whoever is among you that would be making such decisions.
Yeah,
I
sure.
pose.
Invisibly? He's still invisible.
She still looks at him. Indeed. The Horde would rather make its way on to the Eastern Kingdoms and be done with this. With a little bit of assistance getting our ships off of the coral reef, we would assist you with destroying the Alliance forces in this section and be on our way, with no harm and no trouble.
In Nurglish to the rest of you.
We should probably talk to Cecilia about this.
Yeah.
Yes, but not now.
Oh, later.
Take off the pirate's hat. Take the coat off. Flip it back around. Now it's a duster and he puts on a cowboy hat.
We relay your message.
Tell your leader that Anya Eversong awaits her response.
Anya Eversong.
And as she looks at you, I need you to roll me a will save.
Me?
Yeah.
24.
Let's see,
Is
what's...
there a spell cast here?
I'm
It might be a
susceptible to
supernatural
warlocks.
ability.
If she's a warlock, she's trying to command me.
No, it's not. But as she looks at you and you lock eyes with her, yeah, this is a good idea.
Right. Okay.
So, we want to do this?
Yes.
I don't.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, I would think we just go ahead and go ahead.
As it turned... By the way, Dark Rangers are good at charming things.
We go back to Cecilia. We tell them, and
Let's just get on with
then
it.
they help us blow it up.
We just get on with it. Yeah, okay. Sure.
Back to Zaziri. Also, I need food.
Need food?
Yes.
Me too.
You blew up the others. I was hungry.
Here you go.
Go eat. Get more bombs. Talk to Zaziri. Then come back. Blow up shit. There we go. All right. Dive into the water.
Alright, so you make your way down into the water and back to your home.
Will return. I leave dramatically. Little do you know, I'm just practicing for my next Warcraft character.
Your next Warcraft character doesn't speak.
Yes!
He makes noises, doesn't he?
Yeah, but not that kind of noise.
I leave. I do an Illidan departure, which is just a and then in the water.
Jump onto Missy.
I do a slow motion spin and turn under the water before, you know.
As I said, I just applaud his dramatic exit and follow.
Trip into the water under ropes.
All right, you all make your way back to your home, where your mistress Asiri is still waiting for you. Ah, you have returned swiftly. Do you bring news?
We blow up 2 ships.
2?
2.
How many were there?
15.
3.
No, there's more than that.
3 on the side that we were blowing things up.
Yeah.
Other side had, I don't know how many. More than 2.
There were 3 on the Alliance side and about 9 on the Horde side.
3 on one, 9 on the other.
Oh, so we gotta go to the 9 side now.
Ah,
I see, that is many intruders.
the ones from the 9 side want a deal.
A deal?
They say they don't want to be here. They want to go onto land, past us. And if we help them do that, they help us blow up the last on the free side.
Indeed. This might be fortuitous. Leave the landlings to kill each other, and our lands remain safe.
Bang, bang, bang! I say we kill all of them anyway. Because they know where we are now.
Now they know where the coral is.
I know.
Know where we are.
Well, we're close enough. I mean, they'll know that we're in the area.
Anya Eversong is the person who said that they were waiting a reply.
Ah, an elvish name.
Elvish name, but breathe underwater.
Well, give her the word that High Priestess Asiri agrees to her terms. I will gather some more of the Naga to free her ship. Go. Take some rest. And reconvene with her.
Time to rest.
You guys take a long rest?
Yep.
I cast Mending on to repair the damage on my robe. from the coral.
It's still torn, but not as torn.
Yes, exactly.
It's back to where it was at the beginning of the day.
It's back to its original level of torn.
Yes, that's what I wanted.
It's stylish.
It's
Stylistic choice.
stylishly ripped. All right.
I like that your character seems to be here specifically the purpose of making everyone else look good. Plays the support role quite well.
I lose my roid rage. I'm back down to just 28 strength.
You'll get it back.
All right, so you all get a full rest. You all get a long rest. You get all your hit points back. You get all your mana back, and any once per day abilities that you might have used back.
Okay.
Does your undead heal? I don't think it does.
She can blast it with her twice per day negative energy stuff to heal it.
Okay, with your death coils.
Every night. Here you go, Nessie.
Death coil. Death coil. It's like it's part of your practice. You're practicing casting on things too. So it's just like.
All right. So you all awaken the next day with a task in mind. I'm assuming you make your way towards the horde ships.
That would be the presumption.
Yeah.
We're gonna go sabotage some ships.
Well, no, the horde ships were letting them know that they're allying with us, and that they're going to help us sabotage the other one.
And then we're gonna backstab them.
Yes, I think so too.
That makes sense.
Probably.
That's not what the Naga said.
Yes.
Listen, I'm
No,
suplexing
that's
this
not
way,
what she
so
said.
I'm thinking we go. I mean, we do what she says now, and then we go.
I would leave the backstabbing to the Naga. They're good at it.
No, we
They're really good at it.
We were
fine,
originally
I'll just
supposed to
back
scout.
suplex them.
As I say, as I
Yeah,
smash another Murloc's head into the wall through the line.
More posing.
Well, our original mission was to scout, wasn't it? Not to actually
Scout,
not to actually do the.
So scout, we scout out the Elfwoman ship and tell her we agree to deal. Then we go blow up the fleshy one's ship, and then we come back and we tell Naga what all that we saw, so that they can stab him in the back.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Murloc Reconnaissance General Legion.
Ah!
Okay.
Let's go meet up. Let's go.
We recon, we legion, then we general.
The MRGL.
The Myrtle.
Yeah. All right, so you make your way towards the horde ships.
Am I still charmed?
No, that's one. You don't even realize you were charmed in the first place.
Yeah, I know.
You would have lost that when you walked away from her.
But it's very quickly. You run into the horde ships, and it's very obvious how they've been setting up because, unlike the Alliance ship that seems to have been like trying to build a base on top of wherever it's reefed itself, the horde ships just have soldiers under the water. As you approach, you spy a number of undead soldiers just kind of roaming the water beneath because they don't need to breathe. And a number of greenskins that you've never seen before because you kind of grew up here. They're very large and broadly built. Like these look like titans of muscle. You're bigger than them, but you're not as built as some of them are.
They have that high con save. They had that high con stat.
Yeah. And they seem to be breathing the water just fine, and you spot individuals among them who are wearing like these very intricate and well-kept furs that seem to be shedding off the water pretty easily as they move amongst some of the more militarily dressed soldiers.
Just swim up to one of them.
So you swim up to one of the undead or one of the orcs?
Whichever. I don't know the difference.
Yeah, you swim up to one of the skeletons because it looks they wear the same colors as the ranger who was with you. So you swim up to one of the undead ones and it looks at you. You must be the ones that Anya mentioned.
We're here to talk to Anya.
Right. On board the ship then. He leads you up to one of the ships.
We still do I think we still do our dramatic entrances though.
One thing about Headlock, I'm physically incapable of not performing a dramatic entrance.
There you go. Exactly.
Especially because your music keeps playing every time you show up.
So we have the music playing, and then we have the flexing. We have the one flexing Murloc, and then the one Illidan Murloc.
And then the one who comes on a dinosaur skeleton.
Yeah.
So I basically just front flip over the side of the ship.
Just front flip, land, arms crossed, fully like pillar stance.
Yeah.
I move in slow motion until I leave the water, catch onto the edge. Then I can't be in
I
slow
climb up
motion.
on the other side.
Headlock has arrived.
Subversive, always being subversive. Just on the other side of the ship for no reason.
I'm gonna flip off my brown leather coat, put it back on. It's now like a gothic black long coat, and I've got a weird hat that kind of goes over my seems to go over my eyes, and I'm suddenly wearing a large coffin on my back for no explicable reason.
Right. Okay.
Gungrave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
No, we got the reference.
I don't think they know that.
It's fine.
It was worth it. But
World ship.
so yeah, you land on the ship, and immediately awaiting you, along with a contingent of other soldiers, is that ranger from earlier who looks at the group of you. Ah, I see you've returned.
Yes.
Priestess of Siri says they accept your terms.
Good. Then I suspect those Naga that have been closing in on our territory are here to assist.
Yes. Oh,
Theoretically.
Good. We spotted them a while ago and we were worried. Well then.
However, we could free our people at this point if these people would help us against the Naga.
Do we care about that though?
I don't know.
They feed us.
It'd be a fun plot
Like,
twist.
they feed us though.
Yeah, but it'd be a plot twist.
Like it would be, but we not. I don't think any of us actually care about our people though.
As long as I have an audience, I don't care what the social status of the audience is.
Flintlock is a man of the people. Flintlock wants to free them.
Whether they come to the shares willingly or they're chained there.
Yeah, like
As long as I have
Actually,
an
it's probably
audience.
better for your performance anyway.
actually, yeah, like only 2 of the 6 of us actually care.
Yes, the Naga.
Yes, that's what the Naga are.
We would all be in charge.
Yes. All right.
Anyway.
So.
A brief discussion was brought up, hey, maybe if we team up with them, we can kill the Naga and free our people. And then we realized that only 2 of us care about our people. And not that much. Do you care about the Murloc?
No, not at all.
Murloc? Okay, I didn't know.
Don't give a shit.
Look at all these chaotic evil party members.
Not a whit was given.
Right.
All right, let's go.
Let's go blow up a ship now.
Okay.
Right, we've been running reconnaissance. We should be able to keep most of the forces distracted while you go to set up your whatever traps you feel like laying. I would be warning you, though, they've been exploring, and I think they've caught a few friends.
Really? Oh, well.
I think this time we all go in the bottom.
No, well, no. No, stay under.
We swim underneath.
I pull out the welder.
Yes. Yes.
But bring the boat down to us.
Yes.
Well, it's already stuck on the reef, and they're building.
And we bring it further down.
No, but they're building scaffolding and stuff up there.
Cut a hole in the bottom, and then we come in through there.
They're already stuck on the reef, aren't they?
Yes, but we're gonna come in from the bottom.
So they're not gonna. It's not gonna sink that much.
No, but we can come in through the bottom.
Yeah, whatever.
And then we can plant explosives on the inside. And then, rather than making it sink, we make it go away.
Because, it's not like there's going to be people on that ship.
It's not to make it sink, it's to make another entrance.
Cut an entrance, climb in, find whatever the central mass of it is, put explosives on that, and then blow it up.
Okay.
I accept your proposal for a dramatic entrance.
Yes. And then if there's anything left, we eat them.
All right.
Suddenly I have, kitchen knives. I'm like...
Exactly.
All right. My forces will begin to make our way there, and we'll start to harry their soldiers when you're ready.
I'm going to summon...
We're ready now.
4 Dragonhawks.
All right.
And as aerial support later on.
All right.
They're gonna sit on the horde ships for a little while.
All right.
And they'll fly over in a minute. So 4 of those.
Then let's get going.
Wait, sorry. Illa jump, then dive. I can only fly for 20 feet, and then I have to fall, so I might as well make use of it. I glide more than anything else.
My theme reaches a dramatic crescendo as I leap off the ship.
I am capable of no other dive than the swan dive.
I prefer cannonballs. 'cause
With-
I-
Cannonball.
With doves, for no reason, flying out from behind your coattails.
Yes.
So,
I just make sure to keep the rope down as I jump in.
Although actually, in your case, they're,
Marilyn Monroe
in your case, they're actually salmon.
Yes. White salmon just like flop out from behind me as I jump off.
they're in the air too, so they're really confused. I just, what the? We eat them on the way out. We each grab one.
I grab one and suplex it before I eat it.
It's a fish. It's like yay big.
So I get a huge bonus for suplexing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Are we there yet? We swim.
Yeah.
We swim 200 feet a second.
Yeah. You 6 seconds, but yeah. You make your way there pretty quickly, just trying to keep away from any of the wildlife to try and keep from being attacked and eaten. And you
Strike as the wind.
Yep.
I cast mirror image and mana shield.
Mirror
All right.
image in large monster.
I cast explosives.
We did this bit already.
Yes.
All right.
I can cast Bear's Endurance on you. Would that help? Or
Yes, it
would
would.
you do that?
Would you like some hit points?
I would like some. I would love some hit points.
Whereas Bear's is 2, right? Okay, so Bear's Endurance.
You get an extra 20 hit points.
Hey!
And your fort saves go up by 2.
I have an extra 20 hit points. Now I have 71 hit points. I'm still lower than everyone else.
Massively better than
Don't forget full strength.
Oh, I have full strength. Yes, back to rip. I'm running out in 2 different directions now.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't have money to get a lot of enhancement.
Zachary, can you cast a large monster on him?
Max.
I could.
No.
Your strength goes up by another 2. And your AC goes no.
How much higher does my damage? Does my hand my
4d6 instead of 3d6, and
And-
you go to plus 18 damage instead of plus 16.
Do. My to hit goes down.
And now you're
though.
20 feet tall.
Does my to hit go down?
No, your strength
To
counteracts it.
hit?
Oh, okay.
Your AC goes down by 2,
Your AC
Yeah, my
down
AC
by
goes
2,
down
AC
to 25.
and your stealth goes away.
Why? You mean I still don't have my plus 22 stealth?
No!
Speaking of, if everybody could make me stealth checks to approach quietly.
I mean, I
let's
could just
go
cast
first.
plain old invisibility on you.
That also would work.
But at the same time, I need to save my own mana.
You have a lot more mana than I did, rats. So how many
26.
penalties do I have to stealth now?
You have a -9.
Okay, so that's still pretty good actually.
Better than mine.
What's 22 minus 9?
13.
13.
So 30.
21.
Let's see. Wait a minute, I didn't do that right.
Which, granted, is just about as high as I can roll.
I am like a megalodon. It's like a-
16 for me and 23 for Nessa.
I am the
Okay.
worst
Oh,
anglerfish right now.
44.
8.
8.
I'm gonna make somebody's day so bad. It's like, well, we're at the bottom of the ship. What could possibly go wrong? Hello.
Yeah, so to kind of hold that big, it's gonna be a while.
Just give me a handle.
Yeah, no, I don't have to cut it that big. I just have to start it.
You just have to give me a handle.
So,
By the way,
How much did my strength go up again?
Oh, never mind.
Am I 4?
Another 2.
Another 2. So my 34 strength.
as you are rapidly swimming through the water, through these thick coral reefs, which you're, by the way, breaking through more than you're swimming through, you begin to see Alliance soldiers of various sizes, of various races. You're not familiar with all of them. In a variety of different, like, diving suits, like these big metal shells with these big circular helmets with glass face masks that seem to be letting them breathe underwater as they move around underneath. A few of them would notice you, but then right as soon as one of them looks in your direction, there's just a and then you see an arrow in their neck, and they stop reacting to you.
It's like they look down. What the fuck is this?
All these, so the Nagas are in the.
Naga don't use bows like that.
No, it's that's the horde.
Oh, okay.
They're doing a distraction for us.
Okay.
So you managed to make it to the bottom of the primary ship that this platform had been built from its hull without being
I'm gonna find the
assaulted.
point where it's made into the coral. I'm gonna start cutting a hole.
All right, roll me a use tech device.
Cut a
So roll
hole
a 1.
big enough for me to rip through.
That's going to be a
not
big
1.
hole.
Or the 10.
That's a 10. Okay, that's good enough. So
You're going to have to
was
roll
that
a very,
was
very
that
large
10 on the
hole.
die?
No.
What was it on the die?
9.
Okay, it's enough. You get the thing started, and at that point it's just time. So and it takes you like a minute because it's an underwater torch. It's still not that great.
Yeah.
But you cut a hole roughly U-sized in the hull, which means that you will need to break through it.
Alright, I'm gonna go through first.
Everyone go through first.
Actually, no. I think Luchador Grapple Wizard goes in first, and then
I need to make the dramatic entrance.
Can Nessie squeeze through because Nessie is bone?
Nessie's the same
After,
size as I
after he
am.
gets through.
Nessie's smaller than you are right now.
Nessie's the same size as Luchador Grapple Wizard. Nessie can squeeze through, which just gives some temporary penalties.
I proceed through and see if there's anything
I thought Nessie was huge.
on the other side.
Roll me a perception check.
20.
You go through and you realize the water level is a lot lower than you thought it would be. It's actually the lower hull, like the lower cargo area, has been flooded still, but the water is actually only like 4 feet up from where you enter the hull. They've been making a lot of progress here, and you don't. Everything is really quiet here.
Almost too quiet.
You absolutely say that, yes.
What would happen if I just planted some explosives in the bottom of the ship and then we swam away?
The hole would be a lot bigger.
It would be.
It would be, and then we can come back and that's like.
You don't know how much the ship is being supported by the platform that's been put around it at this point.
Darn. Okay, well, let's just go in. We'll go in the
Well,
old-fashioned
we
way.
could destroy the ship so they
Well,
wouldn't be able to get away.
We'll just kill everybody. You know what?
That's the whole thing.
That sounds
But
like a
a
plan
big
to
enough
me.
explosive could help.
Well, it's like we can like go up
Start.
like to whatever the center column that's supporting the platform right now, like the mast or
Yes.
whatever.
Or I
take
can
that
just apply these explosives to the
everywhere.
captain's face.
That too.
And then the problem's gone that way.
It's true. That would be the fun way to do it. Let's do that.
Well,
Alright, crawl through.
I'm
crawl through the bottom part, and then
I'm
put the
current-
explosives on the upper deck.
I'm currently a huge rage demon Murloc, so let's get moving.
Right.
Yeah,
we gotta get
those
started.
spells last 10 minutes.
We gotta start.
So
Alright, we
Okay, go.
I guess we're going for the storm the castle method.
All right.
I go in the lead because I want to flank people with invisibility.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's-
I would like to rip a hole in the hull. I rolled a natural 20.
All right. You.
Actually, I'm going to, whatever the entrance to this room is, I'm going to sit right next to it. When he rips a hole in that hull, someone's going to come down here and get suplexed.
All right.
Let's go.
You know, there's other things in a suplex.
No,
No, there's not.
no, not for him.
There's suplexes and there's headlocks. One leads to the other.
What about the what's that one where like you put the man's head between your legs and you sit?
That's a power. That's a power bomb. Or that's a power bomb.
Pile driver.
Power driver.
Pile driver. Yeah. You
Yeah.
can pile drive people too.
You can also just RKO them out of nowhere.
Yeah, whatever.
So,
Whatever happens, happens.
So I rip the hull of the ship apart and climb in.
yeah. After a little while, an individual in that familiar plate armor steps through the doorway, trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
Ready to action triggers.
I would-
Ready to act. Everybody's ready action triggers. This man's about to be dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
So first, you
I'm going to grapple this guy.
roll me a touch attack.
I'm not casting Cause Fear, but I like to think we're having that effect.
A strange smell of no mirren pervades. the air.
29.
This was a human in plate armor.
Roll me a grapple check. He probably doesn't make it.
What's my bonus to grappling now?
Yes.
With 34 strength, and I'm huge.
What was your bonus grappling?
So,
It was
39.
21.
39.
It was
39. Yeah, no, he can't beat that.
21 with
Okay, so
32.
he's held.
28.
So 28.
All right, so
So-
you deal your unarmed damage to him.
That would be 9 damage.
9. Okay, second action, second attack suplex.
So I'm going to pin him so he can't speak.
Okay, roll me another grapple check.
I don't want to call for help.
Oh, right, yeah.
So that's a 33.
Yeah, that's only a 15, so no. It's not even half of what you rolled.
So I just get him in a headlock, and then my theme song just plays very faintly in his ears as he stares at everyone about to do horrible, horrible things to him.
What are the mechanics for wishboning a human?
You make more grapple checks.
I would like to apply those mechanics.
I feel like all three of you make a grapple check to see how much apart you rip this person.
Do you want to go in on this as well?
Sure.
You want to help us wishbone this guy?
All right, so
Nessie, do
okay.
you want to draw and quarter him with Nessie, actually?
Yes.
So he's got the legs. He's got the head. You and Nessie each have an arm, and I have both legs.
All right.
so all 4 of you make grapple checks for me.
Oh, I never wrote down my grapple.
Okay, from where this
it's
guy
16.
came from,
Oh.
he just came down through a. How big is this ship? Is this
32.
42.
all in one level on the bottom, or is this? Did he come down from above, or did he come in? From the
He
next room?
he came down from the next room. It was like the next room over, probably where the stairs are at.
Okay, so I just want to. I'm going to look that direction just to make sure nothing else is coming down.
42.
32 for me and 22 for Nessie.
Oh, grapple check?
Yeah.
Terrible roll.
28. Terrible roll, I know.
He doesn't even have enough hit points. There was a person. Now there is a torso and 5 limbs.
I carry the head with me.
I carry the legs with me.
If I carry like you mean you don't let go of the head.
Just don't let
It's
go.
still in you.
He's still in a headlock. It's just there's nothing else there.
Just gonna throw
That's
it-
the only thing you need for a headlock.
No, what you do is use it to distract the next guy.
No, what we do is we play baseball with his legs and his head.
Alright, I'm gonna stealth ahead with the subversion because the two of us can stealth.
Yeah, we're gonna offer stealth and go around the corners and see what's going on.
We're also quicker than most of these people.
Yes.
Am I getting that back, William?
Yes, you are. Because I did give it to you as a birthday present.
Alright, so shall the two of us stealth?
Yes.
All right,
Stealth.
2 of you roll stealth.
We follow
Terrible.
behind.
Yeah, we're following at a distance,
I rolled a 2.
letting them safe.
That gives me a 27. I'm still okay.
My stealth check is better than yours.
Yeah. Well.
My stealth, my plus stealth is better than yours somehow. 44.
Wow. Well, nobody sees him.
Hooray, 3.5 numbers. So this dice tower is perfectly blocking your face from my point of view, so all I see is just the head of a Murloc when I look over there.
Which is good.
It's on theme.
It's
No, it's on William.
Just
Are you making
attack
Nessie
on
on
Murloc? Yes.
Just a Murloc glancing over the tower walls.
All right.
27?
So the 2 of you stealth your way up through the rest of the ship, and you don't seem to encounter a whole lot of resistance or a lot of individuals as you make your way through.
Can I set off an
Oh,
explosion and
you're
bring
losing
people
it.
down? Or do you want to just keep going up?
I think we're going up until we find a
Because we can.
place of resistance.
I-
Unless it's going to be surface.
You keep running into nobody until you hit what appears to be the door to the surface.
Well, let's.
What happens if I plant explosives or directly on the ceiling, which is
Yes.
the deck?
Yes.
You probably blow the deck out.
Yeah, let's blow that deck
yeah,
up.
sure.
Bring them down to us.
All right,
Oh, so we set that up and go down a couple levels and let it go.
that seems like a plan to me. Or actually, we might go into the water if we set up enough explosives.
Yes, right. Okay.
So,
Set up all your
open up this coffin, start pulling out charges, plant them, on the inside of the deck, and
All right.
then we'll get the heck out.
Roll me a tech device check.
Don't roll a 1. 17 is not a 1.
Okay. Yeah, you set it up. Roll me a d4 for how many rounds you set it for.
Hopefully 4. 4.
All right.
Good.
You have
Let's go.
4 rounds to go places.
The two of us
Yeah.
start booking it down, and you see us booking it right past you. And I'm giving you a countdown with my fingers.
In the water.
Abandoned ship. Abandoned ship. That's it.
So you all start to run back to the hole that you had come in, and you start to try and dive out of it.
Something's there.
As
There's something there.
as you get to the hole, all that is in its place is a face.
How big? Big face?
Big face, like face bigger than the hole.
Shark face?
No.
What kind of face?
It's so it's a
Is it a sea giant?
there's a very angry-looking, almost humanoid face with sort of like teal, bluish, scaly skin, and a giant green beard that almost seems to be made of seaweed and moss, as it looks at the group of you with just this angry glare.
Rage giant, stab it in the eye.
Fire all the pistol guns initiative.
Like
I
just
flex the beard.
I just like jump up and just drop sword first on it.
All right, for this fight,
Actually,
we're gonna roll some initiative.
all right, initiative.
All right.
Oh, that's no good.
Ooh.
25. Can I get a dive attack? How far do I have to fall to get a dive attack?
You get a dive attack. You have to have a controlled fall of like 20 feet.
Because I have a fly speed of 20 feet.
Yeah, but you have enough room to get a dive attack here. It's underwater.
Yeah,
can't
it's
dive something
not
underwater.
quite enough room.
Well, he's underwater. We're still in the hull.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
but
you're
there's
underwater,
water
you are
in-
diving.
Yeah, but the problem is you're not free falling.
I'm
Yes. It's not free fall.
You're not adding your weight to the attack. Also,
It's only 4 feet. Except the dog again.
I think your dog did something.
I think you're talking. Unless it was Fox.
Or a burglar.
or the dog freaked Lily out is the most likely scenario, and Lily jumped like over the house.
Over the house.
That would be
From inside of
impressive
it.
from
Yeah,
inside
from
the house.
inside the house.
That's what the sound was. We heard the
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, there's now a hole in the roof.
All right, so initiative, John.
25.
25.
23.
23. This is not easy to write on.
That's
There
why
we
you
go.
write on them first and then stick them up.
Yeah,
Wait, it's just a face sticking through a hole. It's gonna be
23.
isn't it?
Not after it's got a corrupting greatsword in its face.
I'm not gonna write it on
It's
this
gonna
thing.
move. Don't worry.
I'm not gonna write it on this thing. John, Stan. Rest of you, initiatives.
8.
8, okay.
14.
14,
13.
13,
18.
18. All right. So you go right after the sea giant.
Who was right after the sea
It
giant?
is a sea
Rudy.
giant.
Ah,
What'd
Why
you
is
get?
there a sea
18.
giant?
because it's the sea.
You had 13, 14? Which one do you have 13? You had 14, you had 13?
Roll
Okay.
a 5.
Holly Austin. All right. So, John, you're up first.
And adjusting things because I gained more strength than I accounted for previously. 15. Okay. It's getting a power attack to the face. Full
All right.
power attack.
Don't miss.
That's an 18 on the dice. Plus 20. 38.
Yes.
I'm sorry, not plus 20. Plus 15. Sorry.
Plus 15 is still 32. So,
32. Second
or
attack.
33, yeah.
18 plus 10. 28.
Yeah, that is.
Just one shy of crit. Da-da-da-da.
Roll some dice.
Where'd it go?
Where did it go? Good question. Where did it go?
It went a ways.
It's
Gone.
down. It's in the middle, underneath
No,
the
that's it.
table.
That's not the right dice, I don't think.
Is this the white one? Well, whitish, it's like off-white.
Wherever it is, it's gone.
White.
It has
It
Venetian.
sounded over here, but
There's a die right there.
there's too many chords to. I don't want
That's
to
not
move.
the right one.
That's
I
a
mean, I'll
B6.
take it.
Oh, it's in the courts.
Where are the cords?
Yeah,
Oh,
see, I don't want.
Stan, it's right next to your foot. It's in the cords right next to your foot.
No, no.
Back.
No, go back. Go
Also
back.
on totally unrelated green die.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't want to mess up all the first.
Got it.
And the stream goes down.
And the string goes away.
Yeah.
William, pull the string, but you're still
I'm
there.
like stuck. Okay.
We are still live.
Okay.
Uh,
All that excitement. Now I'm going to roll 4 ones. I didn't roll 4 ones. I rolled 1 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 6.
That's 12.
12 plus 18 is 30.
Plus 10 is 40.
Plus 10 is 40. So 40 damage on the first one.
Okay.
And how much corrupting damage is it taking?
Uh,
For
10.
one-
10.
It's going to take an extra 10 damage on its next turn.
Okay.
Because it only takes it once. Second.
didn't you charge it?
No, I. For another attack. Okay, twice.
I thought you had to move to get to it.
Yeah, you were still moving when you roll initiative. So
Oh, well then 1 hit. So
You get the 1 hit?
That would have been charging me.
Yeah, just plus 2 to hit. That's all those.
Alright. That's fine. So, yeah. It took 40 damage from me, and then on its turn, it's going to take another 10 damage. So I dealt a total of 50 damage to it this round.
at the end of your turn,
Okay.
it is going to use one of its legendary actions, and is going to attempt to grab you.
Ooh, I had to grapple check.
First, it makes a touch attack against you. What's your touch AC?
Currently 16, or less than, actually. 15.
we see a face.
Yeah, no.
He's gonna reach in.
Yep, and then roll me a grapple check.
Natural 1 makes that 29.
Yeah, with a 38. You, as you dig your great sword into this thing's chest, it sinks in, and it just looks at you. And then out from the side, you see wood splinter as its hand breaks through the hull of the ship and grabs onto you. And you are now held in its hand.
Okay. That's where I want to be.
That brings us to Stan. You're up.
All right. I'm just gonna go.
They grab me. I've got you where I want you now. You can't get away.
Let's see.
So it turns out being a demon berserker, being a demon berserker warlock is really fun.
34 to hit.
34?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. That goes for 12 points of damage,
Backstab it.
and another.
Do subversives have the ability to backstab?
I'm doing 2-weapon fighting with a trident and a dagger.
Yeah.
Right now.
So that was 12 damage on the first one?
That was 12 damage in the first. I got the same roll for the second hit, and that's going to be 12 damage again. And for my second attack, ooh, natural 1. Well, that doesn't work.
Yep. Nope.
Nope. And
Really was kind of does not penalize you for rolling ones.
38 minus 5 is 33.
Yep, that's.
Hits. Okay. And
But I will throw a sea giant behemoth at you with legendary actions.
we got 10 points of damage on that.
All
I
right.
only penalize people for natural
3
ones if it's appropriate.
I penalize people whenever I feel like it.
All right.
So I'm scratching him.
Yep. You whittle away at his hide, and it almost seems like he's not feeling it because he's just kind of standing there in your exit way. Then it's his turn.
He takes 10 points of damage.
Yeah.
Fell damage.
Actually, yeah, it's his turn.
He takes 10 points of fell damage.
Yep. He takes another 10 damage.
The fell courses through you. It hurts, doesn't it?
And he looks at you as you talk at him in his hand. He just smashes you into the ground. That's gonna be
Those grapple checks.
Those grapple checks.
yeah, that's one of his attacks. Okay,
My grapple check is a lot.
what you got?
What's 19 plus 28?
Not enough.
Oh, shoot. 47?
He rolls a natural 20, which makes his grapple check 60.
47.
I mean, if he had rolled lower, I could have broken free.
You could have.
Like,
Yeah,
all I needed to roll was a 10 on this first round.
not necessarily broken free, but you could have resisted it.
Yep.
And so he, BAM! Slams you into the ground, which means you take.
No, he just put. Did he roll grapple damage on the first grapple too? Okay.
He did not, actually. Thank you for reminding me. That's his slam damage, isn't it?
Yep.
So that's going to be 17 points of damage for the first time.
I take that.
You take 16 amount of points.
Yep, I take 16.
And 17 points of damage on the second time.
I take another 16 amount of points. I have.
That's 32 mana.
Sorry, no, I take 2 points of damage because that's all my mana.
All right.
Oh wait. When he grappled me, would he have been subject to my mirror images?
You didn't cast mirror image.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he
Yeah, you
did
did.
before he went in.
You did.
I cast mirror
Before
before
he went in, he did.
we went in the ship.
Yeah.
Oh.
Before they got on the ship.
Well, yeah, to touch attack would have been subject to mirror images.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
We're a little
We're a little past
past that, so we'll roll with it, but your mirror images are still there.
My mirrors are still there.
So
We'll say that his hand was just large enough that he kind of grabbed the entire area.
He grabbed all of us.
yeah, it was like scoop.
He went. There's bits of the ship in here too, so that's like. So there's a piece of that's like a plank of wood against my face.
He just got like a bunch of debris smashed in you with his hand. And then he's gonna make his next attack against you with his anchor.
he had an anchor.
Yeah, they have.
As he
Oh, he's gonna hit for that. Okay.
as he slams
He's tearing the whole
the
side of the ship.
yeah, he's ripping the ship
whole side of
apart.
the ship is doing
As he slams the Murloc in his left hand into the ground, you see the other side. As you look to your left, you see the wood of the ship splintering inward as this massive anchor swings through the side of the ship.
We can get out of the ship easier now.
Oh yeah. That
That
is
depends on if the ship collapses on us.
that is a 30 to hit.
Over the water now.
A what?
A 30 to hit.
Okay, he hits.
That will deal.
This is where you should put the C4.
35 points of
Beard.
Yeah.
35.
35 points of piercing damage because it's technically a gargantuan heavy pick.
Okay,
Gargantuan heavy pick, you said.
that hurts.
And then the next anchor attack is going to be at you, Headlock.
I think it's 3 attacks, 2 picks, and 1 grapple.
Well, it just gets 3 attacks. And
Yeah.
this person's
gonna
gonna
hit.
has it wish.
It actually gets 4 attacks.
Ah,
Yeah.
well, there you go.
This is absolutely going to hit my 17 AC.
Yes, it does.
I think his strength is too high for it not
Did you
to.
have mirror
Also,
images?
mirror images, though.
You do have mirror images.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which means that luckily I can roll a d6 and hopefully not roll a 1, and I rolled a 4. So
All right.
Goodbye, image.
So image is long splattered. And then the fourth and final attack is going to go at our Death Knight.
Punch him in the face!
You've got a decent AC and it's on its 4th attack, so it's got a.
That's only a 20 to hit.
27 AC?
You don't get hit.
Yay!
As it wheels this anchor around repeatedly, over and over. The last one is just a little too high because you're so small, and it just crashes through the ship above your head.
It's aiming at the 2 biggest Murlocs, and so it like goes over the smaller ones. I am the biggest Murloc in existence, though, so.
That is its turn. That brings us to Rudy. You're up.
All right.
What you got?
Are you 50 feet now?
I mean, I'm huge. How big is a huge creature?
You're 20
I'm
feet
down a
tall.
half hit points.
20 feet tall, 400 some odd pounds,
I
or
think
500
it's
pounds.
No. What?
I
Okay.
got
What's the
something
base
better
weight
than
of a?
you.
What was your weight as a medium Murloc?
Well, it was a large one. The medium Murloc would have been maximum, whatever
We'll
that
see.
was. So.
Oh, you'll
So
see.
we'll
Save
assume like
through what he
200
would need
pounds.
to get out of the
So
Say again?
would a +1 saving to John give him?
Saving throws won't help him with his grapple checks.
Okay.
Do you have freedom of movement as one of your spells?
Freedom of movement.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Alright, then in that case.
so you're somewhere around 12 to 14,000 pounds.
He's bigger.
Well, yeah, but I'm huge. I'm just,
I'm down a half hit points. Just
Oh, you got it?
yeah.
Yeah, he got decked by an anchor.
Oh, yeah.
3 of us have been getting hit. I only have taken 2 points damage though, but I'm all out of mana.
He's gonna start taking some more damage.
Yeah, it's gonna start soon. If I don't get out of this grip.
How much did you take?
35.
35. Okay, then. Maybe cure serious one.
Okay.
3d8 plus 10.
6. Ooh, 1. 7. And then
24.
What?
If you cast Peer Mark, he'd be showing up as the strongest caster in the area.
He has a spell-like ability.
He has spell-like abilities, so the caster level 18th.
The way that D&D rules,
Yeah, that
rules interact with certain mechanical levels is a bit jank.
A bit?
A bit, he says.
Thank you. That helps.
A bit.
It's not as jank as our streaming setup.
No, it's not. But you know what? It works, and it's been working. So.
And so does 3.5.
Don't insult it.
I'm just saying.
Actually,
There we
no.
go.
Our streaming setup is not responsible for the book of Valor's Deeds and the Book of Valor Darkness. So. Why are you dropping dice?
Well,
It's a skill set you honed. Alright, who's next?
It's currently Rudy. What are you doing? You're healing?
yeah,
You heal? Okay, that brings it to Holly.
You gonna charge it?
Yeah, I'm gonna charge that thing.
You gonna use your reckless attack? Maybe some power attack?
Hold on.
It's gargantuan, so it's easy to hit.
yes, we hope.
Yeah, I'm gonna use both of them.
How much?
What does reckless attack do?
Subtract from your AC to deal damage. Power attack subtracts from your hit to deal damage.
Oh no, sorry, I was reading the regular Sea Giant. I wasn't reading the Behemoth's spell-like ability level.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna do both of them. 10 for reckless, and I'm gonna subtract 5 for.
Okay. Roll a d20.
18. That's 26.
Add 2 for charging, and 1 for being mounted.
Right. Okay, 29 then.
That hits.
So how much
And you only get 1 because you're charging, but it's
okay.
double damage because of spirited charge.
Steal. Oh, it's double damage?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, use roll damage
Just
double.
roll
damage.
two.
Roll that and then add it.
8
Okay.
plus.
8 plus 15, 23.
Someone hand me the core rules,
30,
please.
53, double 100.
Actually, no, hang on, never mind. I don't need that. I have PDFs.
106 damage.
Nice.
How much is
Good
so now
start.
roll a d6. And for the next 5 rounds, you're doing how much?
21 damage around for the next 5 rounds.
So 21 for 5.
Yes.
Nice.
That corrupting property is real nice.
It is. How? What's my disadvantage for stabbing him with my sword while I'm grappled?
You can't wield a weapon that's not a light weapon while in a grapple.
It's gotta be a light weapon.
So I've got to break free, as I was saying.
Or you can counter grapple.
I gotta break free.
Grab his finger.
Yeah, just like snap a finger.
You can bite it.
Like, he's not actually that much bigger than you. It's sort of like a human trying to grapple against an ogre.
Yeah.
It's hard, but it's not unfeasible. It's not like a
No,
gnome
he's
grappling.
2 sizes larger than me, isn't
Huge goes into gargantuan.
Oh, okay.
So you're 20 feet tall, he's like 30 feet tall.
Okay.
So, at the end of your turn, he's going to use his last 2 legendary actions for the round to use one of his spell-like abilities. As he inhales deeply, this and this blasting cone of cold.
As he inhales, I pee in his mouth.
You're in his hand. It's kind of difficult.
That's okay. I just let go.
It just kind of spreads throughout the.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
But
suddenly it's warm.
He lets out this blast. Not for long. It's not. As he lets out this blasting cone of cold that torrents across the group of you. I need each of you to make a reflex saving
Except
throw.
for me, unless he wants to hit his own hand.
Yeah, no, you're outside the crowd.
It's like, if he wants to hit me, he has to hit himself.
Barely not a 1.
That's
23.
You take half.
16.
24.
You take half. You take half.
Good.
8.
You don't take half.
29.
You take half.
Good thing we rested.
So that is Okay, I don't have enough dice for that.
Wow.
Thankfully, you're on a computer.
Yep. Thank you, D&D Dice Roller. That is 58 points of cold damage, halved for anyone who made the save, which is anybody who rolled above a 15.
29. That's not the worst. I've been hit by worse.
The healer just took 58, though.
Healer, heal thyself.
Physician, heal thyself.
No, literally. Cast the spell.
That is the end of his legendary actions for this round.
So if I swim,
Austin, you're up.
can you swim in a diving attack?
No.
It's literal diving?
No. Because again, your weight's not being advantageous to you. You can get higher ground to get +1 to hit. All right. Are we ready for some stunt shots?
So hard to read that.
So let's do
I
that.
feel like the Gungrave outfit is probably not as fitting. So I'm going to use my stunt shot by changing outfits while I fire.
Okay.
So like I'm pulling a sleeve out, then casually fire, then pull another sleeve out. So I pull my sleeves out and then duck out to let off a pair of shots.
You're underwater, so it looks even better.
Oh yeah.
Just
Look
clearly
like
flying.
my coat's floating for a second. 32.
Yep, that hits.
All right, I'm just gonna roll all to see because I don't think I'll knock it. I don't think I'll kill it before the end.
Probably not.
One hand spins back, spins the coat around as I let off my second shot. That's higher than that number was. Spin it around, put my one arm through while the other hand fires into a suddenly now red coat. 20. And that's a 40 to confirm.
Yes, that confirms.
Finish pulling on this now long red coat as I get a 15 plus 23 to hit. That hits. 38.
Yes.
And then slap on a spiky blonde wig. Looks absolutely fetching. As I finish off with a 30 something.
Suddenly the gunslinger has his own theme music playing. It's just a
Yeah, suddenly my guns changed for some strange reason.
just a giant silver revolver.
Yeah.
Yes.
A giant silver revolver and a giant black revolver.
Yes. For no reason. Okay. And I think I get the whites of his eyes bonus.
Absolutely, you are in melee with him.
I didn't add that to my attacks. All my attacks were 2 higher.
Okay.
Anyway.
Just give me your total damage.
Okay. So hold on.
So 4 hits and 1 critical.
Yes. So 13.
While that's happening, you're on deck, John. So be thinking what you're going to be doing.
I'm going to be breaking out of this grapple.
All right.
11 plus.
Wait. 1 more.
Oh no, you're at the bottom of the initiative. I forgot to even write your name down. Sorry. You're out. You're on deck.
I
Thinking what you're doing.
just
Well,
pose.
I've already
Don't you
rolled.
feel
I've already rolled some snow.
Okay, go for it.
Probably confirm.
Yep.
How far is its anchor? Because it just swung the anchor, right? Or it's
Uh,
swinging the anchor?
Yeah, it's in the middle of swinging. It's like it's right here above its head right now.
Oh.
21.
How fast can you swing?
Actually, no. I've got an idea.
Okay, so unload my barrage as I complete my outfit change, and it takes 135 points of damage.
Nice.
And I'm shooting adamantine bullets if that's relevant to this thing having any sort of hardness or DR or whatnot.
Ow.
I then wink at it.
Yeah. Ow. All right, you're up.
I'm going to.
Remember, Austin playing 3.5 breaks the system.
I'm not even breaking the system. I'm making a stupid character.
So
You say that every time. Crap.
No, well, I didn't mean to break the system with Crash, but I kind of did. This is if I wanted to break the gunslinger, bruh. Oh, we could have had some fun.
So I want to.
I want you to optimize a character before we next time we play 3.5.
Ready in action for the next time it swings that anchor near enough to me. I want to grab it.
Okay.
Wrestle the anchor out of his hand.
Are you gonna make?
You can just go up and wrestle it out of his hand now.
Could I move up to the anchor now?
Yeah, you can reach the anchor.
I can reach the anchor.
He's ripped enough of this ship apart. We're in the water.
Yeah, no, you are wide open right now.
I want to go over to the anchor and grab it.
What are you trying to? Are you just trying to penalize its attacks?
I want to grab the anchor.
He wants to rip the anchor. He wants to disarm it.
No, I want to grab the anchor. I want to grab the anchor.
roll me a touch attack.
I want to suplex the anchor.
No. You'll see. I want to do something better.
Okay. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Okay. That's 9.
You've already beat his touch AC.
Wait, what?
You've already beat his touch AC. His touch AC is 8.
Oh, sweet! It's giant. Alright, so I grab it. And I'm going to use Still Spell and cast I'm going to cast Mysterious Purple Blast on him.
Okay.
No. If you look at this thing for Mysterious Purple Blast, material component anything. I use his anchor as the material component to cast Mysterious Purple Blast against him.
Does it get a
The material
spell? I don't need to do anything.
The material component is not consumed by the spell.
Yeah, it is. Otherwise, it'd be a focus.
It says because it's not.
If it was a
a diamond is a material component for casting Chromatic Orb that is not consumed by the spell.
That's a focus then. If it's a material component, it is consumed. That's what
Whereas
the wording
you
means.
cast,
In 3.5, it's different. Yeah, in 5e, it doesn't matter. In 5e, it specifically lists whether or not it's consumed.
The
But
diamonds to cast True Resurrection are consumed, and they're a material component.
I'm going to say you don't have control of this anchor to actually
But still spell.
consume it.
Still spell. I
have a question. If he makes a successful grapple check, can he be in control of the anchor for the round?
Yes. If you can successfully make me a grapple check against this giant, you can use the anchor as a material component. Good luck.
Roll
You have a chance.
I have a chance?
Okay. Take this high roll for me when I try to bring out his grapple.
Oh, that's probably not going to be...
What you got?
12, 5,
So, I mean, I'm thinking
38?
Not enough to beat his 42.
Oh.
He rolled a 2 on the dice.
Yeah, you could have. It would have been a lot easier. Yeah, he could have. That could have happened.
He rolled a 2 on the dice.
he gets a plus 40.
His grapple bonus is plus 40.
He got a 12, so it was.
It was a valuable
I'm not
effort.
doing much this battle, I don't think.
You have claws.
I rolled a natural 20 to try to break out. That only gives me a 48.
Well,
He can roll below that.
You can roll.
that's a 5.
45.
45.
Hey, I break free.
You get your second attack.
Bam! Stab in face.
Roll me an attack roll.
Wow.
Does it start with my first stab or my second?
Second. Because you use your first one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's your second.
Attack. I mean, it's power attack, so let's see. Let's find out. That's 20.
That does not hit.
Does not hit? Well. Oh well. I tried.
What was your power attack total?
20.
No, like, well, how much did you reduce the attack by with your power attack? Okay, it still would have missed. All right. Stan, you're up. What you got? But you did get out of the grapple.
I did get out of the grapple.
You can summon a huge shark.
And then he grapples you.
And then you grapple me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might grapple you. You one of the YouTubes. You've done more damage to him now.
I'm gonna bite
I'm
your
gonna.
finger.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
too
gonna
close to me.
Summon a huge shark.
All right.
Come in and try to grapple this.
All right.
It's not gonna be able to grapple.
You're not
So the huge shark has a plus 10 to hit.
Yeah. Let me see.
Let me check what his grapple
We have
bonus
to
is.
recast.
Grapple's plus 20.
Get the director.
So it's not gonna be.
I mean, it doesn't have great chances, but it's got chances.
No, it doesn't. A grapple of plus 20 versus plus 40.
Oh, no, yeah, that's
no,
fair.
it's not gonna work. I mean, that's not. I'm gonna save that for.
It has a plus 10 to hit.
Just to put damage.
Just to bite.
But the damage is.
2d6 plus 7.
Yeah, you might be better off just poking it with your stick.
I'm better off hitting it myself, probably with damage wise.
Yeah, but
I want to save that.
You
for
can
a
summon a
little bit.
Kodo beast just to be very confused.
they can't just sink to the bottom.
I know.
Kodo Beast immediately sinks and is like, "What is going on?
Why are you wanted?
I could summon a squid for that matter. I mean, it will at least shoot ink into space. I don't know.
Summon a jellyfish.
I mean,
For no
summon a
legitimate
shark
reason.
to bite. If you summon a shark to bite on him, that's at least more damage.
No, but poking it with a stick.
I mean, I can put more damage into
Yeah,
it
but then
with my
it can
sticks.
bite any Pokemon.
No, because it's an action to cast a
I gotta
spell.
do one or the other.
Well, I know, but like next round, it'll bite.
But-
I'm hoping this thing doesn't survive too many rounds because otherwise
No,
we're
we have
all
other
gonna
things
die
to do,
if
and
we keep
I'm-
shooting
I
at
think that might be the plan.
I don't
This could just be a CPK. It's a one shot. We could all die.
And that
That's
is
good.
that is classically how we end one shots here at Final Joe Films.
Everyone dies.
Uh,
I mean, not everyone.
I
but
have only ever died.
41 to hit.
You've only ever played 2 1-shots.
41 to
Like
hit.
2 1-shots
I'm
versus
gonna
me.
poke it.
Yeah, that hits actually.
Okay, so 14 damage on that one.
So Stan, how do you want to do this?
Hey!
Oh, it was real close, wasn't it?
Oh,
He had taken.
it was taking so much.
He had
from you
2 hit points left.
Oh, so he would have died on his next turn anyway from the 26 spell
from all
damage.
these other
Yes.
fall damage things.
So what you're telling me is that mysterious purple blast could have killed
It
it.
could have killed it, or you could have just punched it and it would have died.
That makes me sad.
I was like, "Do you want to attack it? Do you want to attack it? I want to attack it."
To be fair,
I wanted the wrestler to get the "How do you want to do this?"
he went for the noble high ground though, of doing this stupid thing that was amazing. It didn't work, but if it had,
I'm so upset I didn't get to kill more things as a huge Murloc.
So with all the stuff going on, I'm just gonna kind of swim underneath it, kind of look up and poke.
Just poke it in the face.
From the seaweed. Down toward his waist or someplace where he can't see.
Or you're just like, you're in his beard.
Just kind of
You're just like in his beard.
just like pops up out of the beard with a trident. Shit, goes back down.
Yeah, so you just like, so the sea giant is in the middle of like bashing your teammates around with this anchor as it just brings it back and forth and back and forth. And as it,
for half damage,
Yeah.
and then it's doing all this stuff. I'm just gonna.
and as it looks down, it just sees you in the middle of its beard hair, and it's just, and you just lunge forward and jam the trident forward, and it goes straight through its eye into, well, actually, yeah, considering the angle,
Nose, right?
yeah, it's like right up the nostril, straight up into its brain. It's,
As it starts falling backwards, I cast Mysterious Purple Blast. I want to blow this thing's head up.
you want to use the anchor up.
Yes! I wrench the anchor out of its dying hand and use it to cast Mysterious Purple Blast.
Actually, fact about material components, they're not just vanished. Oftentimes they're just expended as a component. So the anchor kind of just rusts and becomes like very like oxidated.
I like to imagine the anchor actually turns purple.
Yeah, it just like turns into
irradiated.
it turns purple.
12, 15.
It's just when you use something as a material component, it's just no longer viable as a material component. So
22 damage. 22 purple damage.
its face just like half disappears, like it's been partially disintegrated. Because you don't know what the spell does, by the way.
Swim away! Swim away!
Oh yeah, the ship's about to go off.
The ship's gonna run. Yeah, we got out of
Yes,
here.
swim away fast.
Side cover.
We swim away
I
fast.
swim under the giant.
Swim away fast.
So you all swim away.
Maybe that's on the giant.
You all swim away from the
Exploding.
from the ship, and you wait. Nothing happens.
It dislodged the explosives, didn't it? Or
Did you
something.
forget to hit the on button?
You all look up at the water, and you just see this blonde-haired woman standing on the edge of the ship.
They had done all the.
And as she looks down at you, and she's just holding a finger up above her head, and you see her purple robes glittering in the wind.
Time to go.
And as you look above where she's pointing, you just see this massive rolling ball of fire that slowly begins to descend into the water towards
50
you.
foot swim speed, 200 feet around. Go!
I charge.
Pew 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 pew.
We some of us flee, some of us fight.
I charge.
I need all of you to roll me a reflex save.
Is a fireball coming in?
As Jaina Proudmore's maximized pyroblast comes at all of you.
Oh yes.
Natural 20 makes it a 32.
All right.
25.
So you take half damage.
Only 24 saves?
24.
Not quite.
Oh boy.
I got 25.
Jaina Proudmore is like a level
Nope.
30
Mine is
character.
16
It's
for
gotta
me,
be 30.
17 for Nessie.
This is gonna be fun.
Does that have to be a 30 to save?
I told
Yeah,
you,
actually.
people laugh.
Only the demon lives.
35.
You actually save. You take half damage. What do you got?
24.
24.
Do you have evasion of the gunslinger?
No, I don't.
Oh.
All right. How many dice am I rolling here? Hang on. Let me look up this spell.
You got that evil look.
Oh boy. I mean, he did mention we do tend to end most of our one shots in TPKs.
Yep.
And canonically, the Alliance won this fight. Let's see here. How much damage am I rolling? Pyroblast.
The Dragonhawks come and differ and take out the fireball.
Dragonhawk suicide in the fireblast.
It doesn't do any good. Just they die.
It's like running into Freeze's death ball.
It's sort of like what you do with your Kodo beasts.
Did they change the trajectory?
No, they changed the smell.
It smells fried.
Smells like chicken.
Smells like chicken. How much damage do you guys take, those of you that didn't say?
How dead are we?
That's 143 points of fire damage to those of you that fail to save.
Yeah,
Is that 143?
Yes.
Which so is that's 71.
71 points of damage to those of you.
I live!
Until your constitution buff wears off.
And then you're gone.
I live!
Nessie's dead.
How many minutes has it been since we started this encounter?
It's been like 10 minutes.
So
Yeah.
you're like, see, you live!
And then he croaks.
Buff wears off.
That was natural 20 on a perform pro wrestling check to go out in style.
So you're going to try to go and get the ball.
So
I had 2
You
hit
just catch
points.
How many people died here?
Everybody.
did all of you die?
No.
Yeah, you see
You survived. You survived with 1 hit point.
I survived with 2
I'm
hit
dead.
points.
Nessie's dead.
Okay.
Do I have enough time to swim away and eat a fish and heal?
I would say yes.
Yes!
Probably. You have a couple of
How
rounds.
does healing a fish heal you?
I don't know. Just whatever.
This is not Skyrim.
Jeez,
How does Holy Word Shield work?
Holy Word
Yeah.
Shield.
Yeah.
Is that one of your priest abilities?
Yeah.
Let me check here. You might be able to use that.
Did you die, Zachary?
He went out in the most glorious flame.
He specifically the performance check to go out.
It's by that light, actually.
Okay.
What's by what like?
Priest.
my
What do we got here?
There's a guy down there.
I tried.
Close enough.
All right. Holy Word Shield.
2 of us live.
Maybe 3, we'll see.
Also, I would just go unconscious. But I could be stabilized. Because I survived
It's
the
very
initial
vague
blast.
here.
What's your
It
con?
just says
Um,
caster protects an ally from harm.
14
So.
without
So the utterance of the Holy Word of Shielding immediately protects an ally from damage. The magical shield absorbs up to a number of hit points worth of damage equal to 4 times the caster's level. All damage that the subject of the spell suffers while protected by Holy Word Shield is deducted from the shield first. Shield is depleted to 0 hit points, and then the subject of the spell begins taking damage normally.
I
would say you would have had time to cast that on yourself if you wanted to.
I don't think I'd survive though.
It'd take 40 damage off you.
But how much was it? 100 something?
100 something, yeah?
Yeah, I only had 15 because of the cold red from the.
Oh, okay.
So there's no way it would have survived.
So
I don't know if it would.
as the demon and the gunslinger swim away.
I've got my pistols like firing backwards and spinning, jetting forwards.
Yeah, as the demon and the gunslinger swim away as this massive ball of fire consumes their allies, the last thing that is heard in the water is just dun 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 dun. And that is where we end for the evening.
And forever.
for the Murlocs.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Hope you guys had fun.
Farewell.
Bye.
Last one, make sure you-
Bye bye.